It is Victory Monday playoff edition. And that must mean only one thing. It's time to talk some NFL playoffs. We got a whole wildcard weekend to recap. We still got a game that hasn't happened yet. We'll talk about that. We're talking Cowboys getting rid of Mike McCarthy. We're talking Deshaun Watson injury. We're talking Mike Vrabel returning to Foxborough. We're recapping college football playoff semifinal. So all do us a favor. Kick back, relax, because episode number 26 of 609 Sports Talk, it starts right damn now. And welcome in, everybody, back to another edition of 609 Sports Talk, live here on Facebook and on YouTube. As always, we are coming to you guys live from the lovely, cold, chilly, whatever you want to call it, Hamilton, New Jersey. Of course, this is the show that unites fans and ignites debate. And some fans had good weekends. Some fans are hitting Cancun. So we're sorry for some of you, but we're happy for the rest of you, I guess. I don't know. We are happy. Let's just say that. We are happy fans. So look, we've got a big show tonight, but as always, we are your host, Sam Nelson. He is Tyler Adams. How are we doing today, brother?
Oh, man. Celebrating a Victory Monday playoff season. Man, we haven't seen this since, let me check my calendar, 2022? Probably early 2023 by that point.
Are we? I don't know. With the way people are acting, are we celebrating? Because I feel like we're more mad still than we are anything.
Sam, the thing I've come to learn about the Philadelphia fan base is that nothing will make them happy until that final trophy's hoisted up.
I don't even think that would do it at this point.
No, it'll make them happy for a day. And then it'll go back, and then everything will be on fire again.
Zolt, that's a great comment. But
watch out with the resting.
This ain't the college football playoff, Tyler.
Oh, no, better be careful. I mean, hey, the Chiefs had like 3 weeks off. 3 weeks?
Yeah, right. Well, okay, to be fair, they have to. They should be a little concerned, but you know what?
They got the Lions played their starters and they dismantled the Vikings last game of the season.
Exactly. But, man, before we can even get to it, they are flying on in. Matt, what's going on, man? Always go Birds. Always go Birds. What's up, Carol? Happy Victory Monday to you as well. So, look, we're going to start right off the bat. We're leading off with a dinger. Wildcard weekend was a doozy, and we're going to start off with the Sunday. Sunday was the triple header, right? No, that was, yeah.
Yes, Sunday.
Yes. Why couldn't we just do 3 games Saturday, 3 games Sunday? Why do we have to go 2 Saturday, 3 yesterday, 1 tonight?
More views.
Who cares?
They need their Monday night views.
Yeah, in a neutral site. I feel like I'm back in the COVID days again. I feel like I'm back in the bubble. We're in a bubble.
I don't know. They didn't have much choice.
Well, to be fair, this is the best way for the next 5 years that Cardinal fans will see a playoff game, so. Maybe Jonathan Gannon can go to the stadium and ruin one of these 2 defenses tonight while he's there.
Oh.
Nate. Matt said he just wants to say one thing. I wish people would stop with the hurt this trash crap already. Dude played very well. Matt, I've come to... Well, we're going to get into this in a second.
I was going to say, are we just jumping right into this?
Oh, we have to. we have to jump into this fire because I'm going to jump through this fire and I'm going to burn everybody that keeps saying this stuff. But I do feel like we have something to say, that we do want to send all of our prayers and everything to all the people that have been affected by the wildfires out in California. This is a very scary situation, and we hope everybody is safe, healthy, and our thoughts and prayers are with everybody out in California that is having to go through this scary, tragic time. And we just hope everybody's the best. And we want to give all the love to all the firefighters and first responders who are continuing to fight those fires. So we just want to make sure we say that to start the show. But let's give everyone some positive stuff to talk about. Tyler, yesterday, Philadelphia got to host a playoff game for the first time since the 2022 season. And yesterday, the Eagles defense once again showed off why they're the best defense in the National Football League, holding the Packers to 10 points, and they were forcing turnovers. They were all over the place. Now, the Eagles offense, not the greatest at performance. They moved the ball somewhat, but because, Jalen Hurts has not played a game since the Commanders game, they haven't practiced as a full unit really since then. Were we surprised by the slow start to the Eagles offense for the postseason?
I'm going to keep this very simple. I said it weeks ago on the show. I said this Packers game, with how banged up they are, this is the perfect game for if Jalen had to miss time, which he did, to get him back out there, shake off some rust, and have the offense gear back up and get ready for the rest of the playoffs. Now, was it a flashy performance? No. Was it a poor performance? Did he not come up for us big when we needed him to? Leading crucial drives down the field? Executing off that first turnover off the opening kickoff? Sam, let me ask you a question. How many times this year, and then we've won a lot of games this year, how many times have we seen us get really good field position and we walk off the field with 3 points or turnover on downs when we're in scoring position like that?
A lot.
So he starts off the game really good. The whole offense does. Now, should they have capitalized a little bit more throughout the game? Probably. There was a very key drive where the refs made 2 horrific calls that sent them out of field goal range and prevented them from even getting the first down. I think you know what I'm talking about. The Dallas Goedert hit early from behind, no flag. Then they go for it, 4th and 4. What is it? False start while he's in motion. The defense jumps while a guy is in motion, and that's a false start on the offense now. We're just recreating the rule book every week.
I didn't know you were able to be in motion and call for a false start. If that's the case, then there's a false start in every play.
Yep. Had no idea. So that's a new rule. Cool. Thank you, NFL. But that bumped us out of field goal range. And with the Dallas Goedert call, not both calls would have been first downs. The Dallas Goedert one, and then if they call the neutral zone infraction, that's an automatic first down. Because what's that, a 5-yard penalty, and we were 4th and 4? It would have moved the chains. The drive would have stayed alive. What do we do instead? We have to punt the ball. But this team, they stayed true to what they've done all season long. And the offense played well. Did they turn the ball over at all? No. Turnover-free game. That's how you win games. Well, we're going to get into the rest of these wild card games, but I'm going to tell you what. These other teams that lost, Justin Herbert, 4 interceptions. Russell Wilson, other reasons, didn't throw any interceptions, but there's a lot of other reasons they lost that game.
Steelers don't have an elite defense for Eagles.
Exactly. Jordan Love, 3 interceptions. I don't know how mad Packers fans are probably less mad at him than Eagles fans of Jalen Hurts. And then let's look at Baker Mayfield here. I thought Baker, he had a fumble, did he not?
Big fumble. Cost him the game, basically.
Yeah.
Don't hear a word about that.
Mm-hmm. So I like what Matt just put both of his comments. The 14 forced turnovers last 4 games, and then that game yesterday reminded him of the Falcons game.
Hold on.
Do we all go ahead, Sam, take it away.
No. Haley, Orlando, you're watching this show. Please tell me, did I not say that yesterday? This was the Falcons game. This was the game where the offense had to get in sync. Because we remember 2017, we clinched the 1 seed against the Raiders. Looked like shit. Then week 17, people were calling, just like this year, now for different circumstances, play the starters to get a rhythm. We want Nate Sudfeld, I was told.
Yeah, I remember those days. Nate freaking Sudfeld.
And this is exactly what yesterday was, a defensive game. That's what they needed yesterday. They had a defensive game, and that's how they won. This is the only team in the NFL that will play to their strengths and get criticized for it. All week you got to hear about it, right? Oh, well, the Eagles have the best defense in the National Football League. Saquon Barkley is the MVP of the league. They win the game because the defense forced 3 turnovers, 4, even though the fumble was a special teams turnover. And Saquon Barkley ran for $119, which could have been a lot more if he wasn't such a gentleman.
Yeah.
But then it'll be like, well, the Eagles won because they did 2 things they've done well all year. Run the football, play defense. But the passing offense still doesn't look good. Well, what the hell do you want them to do? What do you people want them to do?
I think everyone just kind of expects every game to just be like a game of Madden. Like you're playing on rookie difficulty. You're just crushing teams. You're not trying. Everything's effortless. You can do whatever you want. You can run the ball, pass the ball. This is real life football. There's actual game plans that have to be executed. And by the final score being 22-10, could have been more, they executed that game plan perfectly. This defense is the best defense in the NFL. It's not a question anymore. It is the best defense in the NFL.
Yeah.
This offense, honestly, this is one of the best game managing offenses in the NFL. With how they will come back in games, take leads, and shut down games. I mean, the team does it all. And Zolt makes a good point there. Not every team is going to be like the Lions, because guess what? The Lions can put up a lot of points. They also allow a lot of points, so they kind of have to. Teams are built differently. But this Eagles team is very well balanced. And that passing game is very scary because you saw when they needed to. Who do they got involved? Dallas Goedert. Devontae Smith. Yeah, everyone was sleeping during that Steelers game.
This comment is true.
Oh, did this actually happen to you? It was like a lullaby.
Oh, I turned it off with 6 minutes to go.
Yeah, that game was a snooze fest.
Matt says he honestly believes AJ was a decoy yesterday, and people need to remember the Packers are a top 5 defense. The Packers, give Jeff Haley credit for how they coached yesterday. They played the Eagles very tight and very tough. They did not allow the Eagles to get a lot of separation off their routes. Now, also, I will say this. Kellen Moore and Nick Sirianni did not do the passing game any favors with the route concept.
They didn't. I was getting slightly irritated with how you saw the Packers. They were bringing pressure. Everything had to come out quick. We started drawing up these deep pass trees. Every single receiver was going deep, not even one coming short. Even when they were showing an all-out blitz. Now, granted, a lot of teams, you might fake an all-out blitz just to, get a favorable play call. You at least got to have one guy coming back on a short route. So if you have to get the ball out quick, you check it down. That was my one gripe with it, is that I didn't feel like they adjusted with how the Packers were presenting themselves against the pass. But all in all, there was, in regards to A.J. Brown, he was getting double teamed the whole night, which obviously without Jaire Alexander playing, which is their best cornerback, one of the better ones in the league. Granted, one-on-one with A.J. Brown, he still gets cooked, but
who doesn't?
A.J. Brown would have had more one-on-one chances. But since he was being doubled the whole night, you're not going to throw the ball, force it into double teams. So it opened up the game for the rest of everybody else. Jahan Dotson, first Eagles touchdown in the playoffs. Dallas Goedert, welcome back. Mean mug stiff arm. He hit the guy about 3 times in the head. Smitty, he had 4 catches, 55 yards?
Yep.
They just played well. And Saquon did what Saquon needed to do. Everything it worked well. Everyone played well as a unit. It was a good team win.
All right, so I want to start off with this comment from Matt, and I will say that Jalen did still have a few times last night where the ball is being held too long. But again, I'm putting this on the fact of why are we just running everybody go routes every pass play? And first of all, the Jahan Dotson touchdown, Jalen's probably still sitting back there at the link right now.
That was
I have never
amazing.
seen an
It was at that point. It was at that point in the game the Packers decided we're blitzing him. We're putting pressure on him.
These.
Yeah.
No.
That's the point.
It was at that moment that the Eagles' offensive line surpassed the Lions. It was at that moment. And the Lions' offensive line is elite. But that was ridiculous. Do you know how long you have to block for Jahan Dotson to get open?
You have to block about 7 seconds.
Do you know how long that takes? I've watched him play all year.
That's 7 seconds in the quarterback pocket. That's a lifetime. You usually get like about 2 to 3 seconds. But, like we all said, what were we expecting? Were we expecting everything to come out and click immediately?
This was exactly what I expected.
This honestly, the game went better than I expected. I honestly expected like a one possession win, maybe a bit of a more gritty performance out of the Packers offense. Granted, they got handicapped throughout every stage of the game.
Oh my God!
Starting left guard injured, out for the game. They lost Dobbs first, right?
Dobbs went down. Reed went down. At that point, they got nobody. Christian Watson's already done for the year. They had nobody. So it's really just Tucker Kraft and Josh Jacobs. And even Jacobs got hurt.
Yeah, and then Jacobs got hurt. So the cards were stacked against the Packers the entire game. But I think the game went exactly how I expected it to. I said this is how it was going to be. I knew this team wasn't going to come out and they weren't just going to be, executing every single drive.
Matt, maybe LaSalle McCoy should be worried about what his co-hosts are doing off a set besides worrying about his ex-football team. Because I think someone's a little upset that Saquon Barkley has more wins in the playoffs against the Packers than he does.
Yeah. Yep.
Riley Cooper.
Well, soon enough, Saquon Barkley might have more playoff wins in total.
For a bit there, I thought I was watching the 49ers. Oh, my God.
No. That injury report piling up?
Yeah, well, let's not act like it's all X's and O's over here.
It's not. Unfortunately, we lost our Robin. To our Batman.
Honestly, I am so. I'm not even upset because of the player that we lost. I'm upset at what that player went through to get to that point.
Yeah, he overcame a lot of injuries throughout his career.
Nakobe Dean was already on the list of Eagles linebacker misses in the draft already. Barely played in 2022 because Jonathan Gannon was so in love with Kaiser White, who, by the way, stinks. In case anyone needs to remember how bad Kaiser White was. But then, of course, next year, gets the chance, hurts his foot twice, and then finally this year, he is one of the best. They're one of the best linebacker duos in the league this year, and he tears his patella, which is now
as a duo. They're the best duo in the league.
I know. I'm not trying. I'm just saying one of them. I'm just trying to be respectful, okay?
There is no other duo.
Well, that duo is in jeopardy now because one's a free agent in a few weeks and another one is going to be out for the start of next year. And if you don't sign Zach Bond back now, I don't know what we're doing.
You have to. You have to get Zach
I
Bond
would have
back.
drew that contract up before the car took him to the locker room. All right, so let me explain what's going to happen. Here is the only thing. This is how they're going to have to replace them, because you're not signing somebody at this point in the season that's going to give you much of anything. If they're running standard, Burks will be in the game. I'm sure they will try to get Trotter a few snaps and see how he does. I could also see a lot more nickel. Could we see more 3 safety looks with just Bond as the only off-ball linebacker?
So Sam, I got a question for you.
Okay.
Who's the signal caller now?
It'll be Bond.
Okay.
On the games that Dean didn't play, Bond's the signal caller. So, could I see them doing that? Could I see 3 safety looks with Blankenship up or CJ up, and either Maddox is back there? Because Maddox came in a few plays yesterday when
oh my gosh, Maddox had the play of his career yesterday.
Yeah, pass breakup
in the end zone. He wasn't getting mossed. He didn't get mossed.
But could I see that? Because I'll tell you now, Fangio trusts him a lot more than he trusts McCollum. And again, Sidney Brown, it's not that they don't trust him. He's not 100% yet. I understand he looked good against the Giants last week. Whoopee.
Oh, no. I mean, the way he's running around like he got shot out of a cannon on special teams, he might be 100%.
Well, yeah, that's because he's on the verge of knocking someone out again. Or himself. But, no, they're going to it's Oren Burks and Jeremiah Trotter Jr. That's all you can do. There's nothing else you can do. So you're either going to have to just pray that Oren Burks can play football for 3 weeks and at least play decently.
It's a tough ask. I mean, Dean has been so good in coverage as well this year. You can't really ask that out of Oren Burks.
No. Unless you try to rotate the roles and have Bond be more of the coverage linebacker than freaking...
Yeah, which, I mean, Bond did get a pick yesterday.
Yeah. We'll get to that. We'll get to that shit show in a minute. But, look, I don't care anymore because we are the only team in the NFL that will win a game with what we do best, and it still isn't good enough. Yeah. I don't care anymore.
It's like we've been doing it all year, and it's been working. What is people's issues? Because we don't throw for 300 yards. Yeah, because we don't have a quarterback throwing over 300 yards a game. We're winning games, are we not?
And I just love that from people. Oh, he's not as talented as Justin Herbert. He doesn't have the cannon of a Jordan Love. That's cute. Who's playing next week?
Yeah. Yeah.
Justin Herbert hasn't won a big game in his life.
Who turned the ball over more out of those 3? One guy didn't turn the ball over once.
Matt Stafford nearly getting a diving. I had seen the play before it was meant to be.
It was almost like a ball don't lie moment.
Oh, it was. Because I swore that ball didn't hit the ground.
I thought so too. I was surprised there was no challenge.
I also wanted the replay on the Green Bay's lone touchdown. So that could make Josh Jacobs cross the end zone.
Yeah. I don't know. It was very close.
We've seen Jalen Hurts be right over the line. They didn't call him in.
Yeah.
But it don't matter because at the end of the day, guess what? Green Bay's heading to Cancun, and now the Eagles are moving on to the divisional round. Now we are, of course, pending who we're playing because, Tampa Bay... Tampa Bay looked bad. Their defense looked bad.
Yeah.
They got doinked right out of the playoff.
They did. They got doinked right on out. But, I mean, this is what the Commanders team has been doing all year. Like, they come back and they beat you late. If you give them that last chance to go on the field, that's the one thing you don't want to do.
No.
You can't give them anything more than a minute. That still might be too much.
Matt just wants some recognition for Nolan Smith real quick.
Nolan Smith.
Bust after 1 year. How are we feeling about that now? I don't give him these edges have been playing their asses off, man. He, Jalen Hunt, Josh Sweat, they've been playing, man. And now, I get Sweat that didn't have a sack yesterday, and Jalen Hunt's only been playing edge rusher for a year. Also, remember, their snap counts have all increased because of the fact that they have guys hurt, like Brandon Graham.
Yeah.
Now, one thing I will find funny, Bryce Huff.
Ghost.
Snap count yesterday.
I can't wait to hear this.
1. Bryce Huff will not be a Philadelphia Eagle next year.
Nope.
They will be moving him as fast as they can spell his name.
Fangio's probably like, why'd y'all bother to get this guy? Like, did you guys want me to fail early in the season?
Now, here's an interesting stat as well. Because if there are 3 things that I cannot stand talking about with Eagle fans in 2025, it is Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley's rushing record, and Jordan Davis's role in this team. So, Jordan Davis played 12 defensive snaps against the Packers. Now,
really?
The Eagles went with a bunch of different looks. A lot of times it was just Jalen Carter and Nolan Smith. Milton Williams. There were a lot of 2 D tackle looks.
Yeah. Because, a lot of times that's their traditional, let's pass rush look.
Well, the reason they did it is because Jordan Love is one of the least sacked quarterbacks in the league.
Yeah.
So they were trying whatever they could to get pressure on him. So, of course, you're going to see more Maro Ojamba.
Mm-hmm.
But just listen to this. When Jordan Davis was on the field, Josh Jacobs had 8 carries for 25 yards. That's 3.1 yards per carry. Off the field, Jacobs had 10 carries for 56 yards, which is 5.6 yards per carry. So now, if you still don't know the role and the impact that Jordan Davis has on this defense, then you will not understand it for the rest of your life.
People just think he's a bust because he doesn't get, a bunch of sacks every year. That's how people gauge any type of defensive lineman. And, all right, if you're a defensive end, cool. You're supposed to be pressuring the quarterback. That's your job. If you're a defensive tackle, you're the size of that man, your job is to stuff the running lanes and to make it a nightmare for them running the football. And Jordan Davis has been one of the best interior defensive linemen stopping the run. He's only behind a couple of guys in the league. He's one of the best run stoppers.
He is probably the league's best run stopper. I just think. Now, real quick, what Matt just said, he was told Smith was a bust after 1 year. Hunt won't be anything at edge rusher. Dean was a bust. Jordan Davis is trash. It's the whole damn team. Oh, my God. Matt's preparing his Super Bowl speech.
This is going to be his Super Bowl speech.
But just think of something, right? Sean Desai played Patrick Johnson last year over Nolan Smith.
Yeah.
And I'm hearing Sean Desai is getting DC consideration from teams. Good luck with that.
Ew. He literally lost his job mid-season at Matt Patricia. How is he going to get a DC job when he couldn't even hold his position a whole season?
Matt Patricia's not even in the damn league right now. What's up, Anthony?
I don't know if it's like Victory Money or if you meant Victory Monday. I don't know. Did you win some bets? Okay.
There
Victory
we are.
Monday. Okay, there we go. I don't know if you won any bets either yesterday, Anthony.
Hey, man, for once, Anthony and us can be happy together because we'll got to play each other next week.
Yeah. Both of our teams get to play again next week, and we don't have to worry about both of ours getting knocked out.
That game is going to be closer than people expect. I'm telling you right now.
It's going to be very close because we talked about it last week on the show. Statistics show that the Detroit Lions aren't very good against mobile quarterbacks. They're going to have their hands full trying to contain Jaden Daniels. That game is going to be which offense can score more points. I don't see there being much big defensive battle, even though I think the Commanders' defense is probably much healthier than the Lions' defense in its current form. But it's going to be an offensive battle. I can't wait to watch that game. Oh, please.
He's not going.
If not only have we lost Kellen Moore after a year, if he went back to the Cowboys to finally become a head coach, I would cry.
I don't think he's ready to be a head coach.
No, because some coaches realize, it's better to be an OC or DC. Sometimes it's not all it's cracked up to be a head coach.
So
they just might not work the situation.
I just got the funniest text message ever. So Steven just texted me and said, the book Inner Excellence by Jim Murphy that A.J. Brown was reading on the sideline yesterday moved up from 523,497.
Oh,
that was what place it was in. 523rd, 497 to number 1 on Amazon's best-selling list.
Oh.
Oh, my God. A.J. Brown just made someone a whole lot of money.
He did.
Anthony said Tampa just blitzed a lot, and I was going off of my TV that the O-line was not protecting. Anthony, you can only do so much against the blitz. There's only 5 offensive linemen. And I did see this. Jason Witten was favored to be head coach for Dallas. And I've also, guess what? I've heard Bill Belichick's name come back up in this situation.
Of course. Well, now you even see the Bears are talking about wanting to interview Marcus Freeman. They don't care about his extension. They're trying to get him in the NFL.
I would not leave Notre Dame.
Oh, no. After what he's done for them this year, play your contract out with Notre Dame, man.
And result does bring up that the Commanders are like 30th against the run, and Montgomery is returning already. So,
Jahmyr Gibbs alone was an issue for teams still. So having that combo back, that's worrisome.
Oh yeah, like I said, I'm not saying that. Look, I'm not trying to ruin Anthony's victory Monday, but I think everybody in America is going to have the Lions penciled in to beat the Commanders.
Yeah, they're obviously the favorite, but Commanders are still. Heading into that game, they were a 12-win team going into the playoffs. Now they're a 13-5. It's not going to be a walk in the park.
Nope. Matt, who is James Jones?
Are you talking about Packers wide receiver?
Yeah, Packer James
Jones.
Who
was like wide receiver number 3. He was always the 3rd best wide receiver on his team.
Oh, my God. I'm saying this one time because I'm getting real sick and freaking tired of this. He does it every game.
Yeah. We needed something to pick apart this game. That's why. And that's what it became. As soon as they got footage of him holding the book on the sideline, that's what the headline was. A.J. Brown, 1 catch for 10 yards, and he's reading a book now. That's the headline. They got to have something to run with every week. There's always something. There's going to be something all the time. And guess what? A.J. Brown's going to find his inner excellence next week, and he's probably going to go off for 100 yards.
I feel bad for whatever secondary we're going against.
Well, let's see. There's only 2, so it's going to be either who? The Commanders or the Rams? Or no, not Rams. Vikings. Commanders or Vikings.
He'll rip that Rams secondary to shreds.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, "Oh, I got my money line on the Lions."
Anthony's fine as long as he wins his money.
Anthony's fine because honestly, and the Commanders are just playing with house money right now.
They are. I don't think they expected to be in this position right now.
I mean, you're 12-5.
Yeah.
The only reason you didn't win the NFC East is because the Eagles have been just that damn good.
Yep.
Like, they're playing amazing. Jay Daniels is a superstar. Matt said, does anyone know the dude struggled with his mental health in Tennessee and said he didn't want to be? Yeah. Do people forget about that?
It's literally a book about, self-help and bettering yourself. I applaud him. Reading a book on the sideline in between drives to maintain his mental fortitude and focus.
Yeah. Maybe he saw what happened last year, because let's be real. He had some blow-ups on the sideline last year.
He did.
Maybe he's trying to better himself, but that's not a good sell point.
That doesn't help the media. They need to have videos of him throwing his helmet on the sideline and yelling at people. That's what's best for their views.
Anthony, the one thing I'll say about Lattimore, I don't think that hamstring injury is still bothering him.
Yeah.
He's not 100% yet. That hamstring, I don't care if he's playing or not, that hamstring is not going to be 100% until the season's over. Because when you hurt a hammy, it don't go away. Yeah, what about Lane Johnson when he went through the stuff?
Mm-hmm.
But I do want to say, all in all, defense dominated. The Dean injury is a killer, but this unit is still... Vic Fangio's too good of a defensive coordinator to let that bother them.
Yeah.
He will find a way. He will. But also, let's go, Carol. We all love AJ. By the way, everybody, since most of our Eagle fans, or any of our fans, does anyone have a go-to jersey for their first playoff game this past weekend? Anthony? Anyone? Tyler, what was yours yesterday?
I didn't even wear a jersey. I was wearing my Eagles Let's Fly with Jalen Hurts on it. Just a t-shirt.
Okay. That's fine. I decided to roll with the Zach Ertz Super Bowl 52 Pats jersey, the midnight green jersey.
Nice.
Mostly because the goal is to reach that point, and that was my mom's favorite player, so.
So Anthony asks us, were we stressing Jalen back from concussion running and taking hits? No. Because guess what?
He wasn't trying to go out there.
And yeah, he was playing to his game, and he was also trying to protect himself. On that one big run that we saw earlier on in the game, slid down. Didn't take the hit.
I will say, I was a little upset with some of the angles he took later in the game on his run.
Yes,
he was giving up yards.
I think remember that one run where he popped it behind Smitty and Smitty got called for the hold? If he stayed on that inside of him, I don't think Smitty gets called for a hold.
Nope. That's all I'm saying. I'm not knocking him for it, but there were just some runs where it could have been third and manageable instead of third and 7.
I will say, I don't always like to see him trying to pop it out to the outside because Jalen Hurts is still a very good mobile quarterback. I don't think he has as much acceleration and agility as he did in his first and second year in the league. I think whatever happened with that knee last year definitely, knocked him down just a notch. So he's still one of the more mobile quarterbacks in the league, very capable. I don't think he's not going to be on that Lamar Jackson level, which nobody's going to be at. Lamar Jackson is the best mobile quarterback rushing with his legs that we've seen. So do I want to see him, trying to juke guys to the outside and take more yards? If it's a wide open field and he sees it, sure. But if you're not going to get much out of it, just take what you got in front of you, go down.
Yeah,
But
I'm not. Look, I want to talk about two more little Eagle points, then I want to move into the rest of the game. To pinpoint offensively, they ran the football like they've been all season. The defense was lights out. The offense in total have not fully practiced together in a month. And they looked like it yesterday. That's the point. The wild card round was basically to get everybody back out there together, survive, which they did. Okay? They survived.
Yeah.
And they're heading on to the division round. It was. They have not. Jalen Hurts hasn't played since Washington. Since then, the Eagles have practiced with 3 different quarterbacks. They practiced the week before Dallas, it was Kenny Pickett. The week before with the Giants, it was Tanner McKee. Then Jalen Hurts doesn't get back to full practice till Thursday.
Yep.
Then, hold on. Remember, AJ missed a day and a half of practice last week. Vinny missed a day of practice. Dallas Goedert hasn't practiced with Jalen Hurts since before Baltimore.
Yep.
All that stuff. People that say, oh, you have the whole season, that shit still matters.
It does.
So now this week, they will all fully practice together for a full week for the first time since before week 16.
Yeah.
Okay? The fact that Mark Joyner said it perfect. Are you upset at the guy who threw for 130 yards, 2 touchdowns, had a 111 passer rating? Or would you want the guy that threw 3 interceptions?
Nope.
And I'm telling you now, all 3 of those interceptions were bad.
Yes. The Bond one?
Bad. I don't know what. The last one is bad.
The last one was bad, but I'll give him this credit. They weren't doing anything. They had no chance. He threw up a prayer.
And, by the way, miss me with the defensive PI, okay?
It was kind of weak.
No. People wanted a pass interference on the last interception.
Oh, on the interception? I thought you were talking about Quinyon earlier in the game.
Okay. Let me explain something with that, by the way.
I thought it was a whole.
I'm okay with it. Either way. So we're never going to let pass interference be reviewable again, right?
Even though they should.
No. I'm proposing a rule for the whole NFL. This will save us a lot of time. You can only allow a pass interference penalty if the ball lands in the field of play.
I think that's
Why the hell should I reward you because you got interfered with on a ball that your quarterback sailed 8 yards out of bounds? Why should I reward you for that?
I agree, because that's not a catchable pass at that point.
So, all right, even if, what if you say, there's a ball in play, but it's underthrown? Doesn't matter. It's in the field of play. You interfere with the receiver, pass interference. If the ball is out of bounds, you either don't, if you throw it, you pick it up. And if you got to go to a replay, say, did it land out of bounds? Yes. Okay, no PI, because you can't interfere with a pass that isn't catchable.
Yeah,
so that's all I'd say. Just eliminate the ones that go out of bounds, because it's not catchable. But real quick, hold on. I gotta get back on these comments real quick. So back to I want to know what people rocked yesterday. Kara, of course, rocked her AJ. Matt said that he's been going with his black AJ jersey since the bye week. Only have 1 loss with it. Okay. I have a theme with jerseys. When we're playing a certain team, I like to wear it. Like, I should have wore Reggie White yesterday because, he played for the Eagles and the Packers. But because playoff, Phillies baseball was my grandfather's thing. Eagles football was my mom's thing. My mom loves Zach Ertz. I would want another Super Bowl for her sake. I want to wear my mom's favorite player. Now, if we're playing Minnesota next week, I may have to rock the Alshon Super Bowl jersey. Kaylee, she rocked her Kelly Green Kelsey. Elena, of course, rocked her Kelly Green, AJ Brown.
Oh, yeah.
Real quickly, Anthony said I was too mad to wear my jersey. My girl was watching 90 Days, so I had to watch the game on my phone.
No. That's terrible. Hey, if it's
No.
playoff football, show's got to wait.
Yeah.
Sorry. Playoff football.
Sacrifices
football,
have to be made. No. Yeah, and Orlando went the U route. He went with a Black Hurts Super Bowl T-shirt.
Nice.
I feel bad I missed his comment, but what's up, Georgie?
What's up, Georgie?
George, can Bryce make it to Philly? I need a point guard.
What happened to Max?
Center. I'm just making shit up, okay?
I need a point guard in Miami.
And Anthony said, was this Dotson's first touchdown before the trade? Yes.
Yep.
That Week 17 game, that may have helped them.
Yeah, help them get a little more rhythm, feel a little more comfortable, a part of the team.
Matt says, when did they start reviewing illegal man? That's another penalty that we have to do something about.
Yeah.
How is a blocking lineman supposed to know where the hell he's supposed to be when he's blocking?
Yeah. So a lot of times that penalty is thrown, it's off of those run pass options.
Yeah.
So I get it in a sense to where they don't want teams to abuse it by having their linemen get so far down the field on passing plays, especially. But I feel like there's some tweaking that could be made. Oh, man. Anthony's
What's up,
comment.
Bruiser?
I like that one. What's up, Bruiser?
Oh, my God. Bruiser and I did not have good weeks last week.
Oh, man.
And Zolt wants to know, ask George if the Bears have called him yet. Oh, my God. But no, like I said, the Eagles played just like they looked. They looked like an offense that hasn't all fully practiced together in over a month. They did just enough to win. The defense was lights out. They were great, and they won the game. You do understand also how loaded the NFC is, right? We just played the 7th seed, and they were 11-6.
Yeah.
Now, granted, they had a better record than the NFC South Division winner, but that's for the NFL seeding sucks.
Mm-hmm.
But even the Bucs ain't a bad. That's not a bad 10-7 team right there.
No, they can hang. They tried. Oh, Bruiser, I gotta ask you: Are you hoping that Ewers doesn't try to come back for one more year? I don't think Texas lets him.
No, it came out last week. It looks like he's going to enter the draft.
Yeah, it's either draft or portal. He's not getting another start at Texas.
Well, there was a Big Ten team that was offering him a lucrative NIL deal to come to their school. No one knew who the team was. Bruiser was on comment. We were trying to guess who it was. A lot of us said Oregon. I said USC because of their quarterback situation, but it sounds like he is going to try to take advantage of this weak class. Because after Sanders and Ward, it's a crapshoot.
Yeah, it is. There's not much.
And kudos to Drew Aller for realizing what was best for him.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy.
Oh, man.
Oh, boy.
Here we go.
Hey, Matt, just remember, you beat my team. I'll boot you for the chat. No, I'm just kidding. Anthony said I was scared a little during the game. Then, boom, Baker being Baker came at you. Dude, that is such a bad fumble.
It was. That was very terrible. I will break his damn suitcase for him. Get him out of here. You got to finish his classes, too?
Bruiser said this. Look, I talk to Bruiser on Dueling Aces all the time. He's been wanting Manning starting for months.
Oh, yeah.
And they should have.
Their offense is more explosive.
It is. Plus, again, it's Manning. It's a Manning. Like, read the last name on the jersey. Why don't we?
Yeah. Oh, we'll get to see him soon enough.
But the last thing I want to look at this to the Packers' point of view real quick. The Packers lost this game for a few reasons. Number one, I'm not saying this. Injuries killed them. They were, like you said, they were already without Watson. Dobbs goes down. Reed goes down. Jacobs got banged up late.
But there is an issue with all that as well.
Okay, and that is?
Your best receiver being Christian Watson. Your best receiver shouldn't be Christian Watson.
Yeah, because Jalen Hurts, he's got A.J. Brown. Sam Darnold, Justin Jefferson, Jaden Daniels, Terry McLaurin, Baker Mayfield, Mike Evans, Matthew Stafford. Go pick one of those two.
Oh, have fun picking one of them two.
Go pick one. Goff has Amon-Ra. Jordan Love, but Jordan Love also needs to stop being so damn erratic with the football.
Yeah.
Because this is what the issue was with him a lot this year. He's careless and erratic with the football. The Zach Bond interception, where was he looking?
No idea, because he threw it right to him. He completely missed his guy.
Unless Zach Bond's trying out to be a tight end next year, I don't know what was going on in that play. The last one, triple coverage, bad interception. And the first one, it's not the worst play. I don't think I can't fault him for that because I don't even think I saw Darius Slay at that age could run like that.
Yeah.
Well, you want to talk about a corner duo that's playing out of their mind right now. Quinyon Mitchell and Darius Slay are playing out of their mind.
They do not give up a lot at all.
Secondary as a whole doesn't give up a lot.
They don't.
A lot of the Packers stuff.
That's been their model all year.
Short completion.
It was. That's how Vic Fangio's ran this defense all year. You won't beat them deep. You're gonna have to beat them with a million short passes. You're gonna have to grind out those yards.
Real quick, Anthony said, "How do you lose bad then transfer to Miami?" Anthony, Carson Beck's girlfriend goes to Miami.
Oh gosh.
No, it's true. Bruiser said Ewers locks onto a receiver. He holds the ball too long. He has no mobility, cannot create opportunities for his receivers.
He also doesn't have a strong arm.
No, he doesn't.
Bruiser, tell me how you throw the intermediate ball. Bruiser's right. It's sad to say, but he is. I'm not going to say terrible. I'm going to say bad. He's a bad QB.
And I'm sorry.
The fact that a team is going to get him this year in the draft, I don't see Ewers being more than a backup in the NFL.
And I'm sorry. I know the strip sack to end the game isn't completely his fault, but it's 4th and goal. You do realize that if that ball is not in the end zone within 3 seconds, your season's over.
Yeah.
Matt's comment: the Eagles handed them their first loss of the season and their last loss of the season.
Last. Is this the first time that in ever that this happened?
No. Actually, 2010, week 1, Packers beat Eagles. Wildcard round, Packers beat the Eagles.
Oh, wow. So this was revenge.
No, we made history. We did it on 2 different continents.
Fair enough.
Anthony said reports say Packers to go after T. Higgins. That would be ideal.
Yeah, I did see that report also. The Packers know they need to get a true wide receiver.
Oh, God, Matt. I don't even think Josh Allen. I think Josh Allen throws some bad interceptions, but not 3 in one game. Matt also said, not sure if that was Jordan Love or hey. Let's not act like Riley Leonard didn't make some stupid throws against Penn State either. Hey. Bruiser said, you know who else didn't have a strong arm? Kelly, Young, Montana. Yeah, but
fair.
Oh, yeah, look, you don't have to have the strongest arm. You just got to know where to put the football and when to put it there. You need to be a smart decision maker. That's why I don't get on people that criticize Jalen Hurts, because they're just sitting like, oh, he doesn't have the greatest arm. No, but guess what? The football doesn't go to the other team a lot anymore either. But, all right, let's move on into the rest of Wildcard weekend, because we still got a lot to talk about. Since Anthony is in here right now, why don't we talk about that Commanders and Bucs game a little more?
Yeah. Came down to the field goal post and the hopes and dreams of an entire team.
The entire team. Probably, whatever. I hate the Bucs.
You hate the
Bucs? Really got
man.
The Bucs really got a Super Bowl from Tom Brady and act like they're the fucking top 4 team in the NFC all the time now.
Yeah. So I mean,
yeah, now go ahead, because I would say Bruiser's just reiterating that Ewers is a terrible decision maker. Yeah,
the Bucs didn't play a terrible game. I mean,
they didn't.
Baker himself, aside from the fumble, that was the turning point of the game. And it's sad that it had to come down to that being the turning point of the game, because, like you said, their defense just didn't look good at all. Baker was 15 for 18, threw 185, 2 touchdowns, and he had the fumble. Mike Evans, 7 for 92. McMillan, 2 for 41. K-Dot, 2 for 32. Bucky Irving, 17 for 77. Like, they were getting the job done. You know, they were pacing through, controlling most of the game, but when it came down to it, when they needed Baker to close out the game, gave the ball back. And that was the biggest mistake.
Yeah. And, I mean, neither team's defense played very well in this game.
No, not at all.
So, Anthony didn't want to. Matt wanted to play the Bucs. Brian was having a cardiac arrest thinking about the Bucs. I'm like, dude, why are you so scared of them?
We literally we played them banged up earlier in the year, and then we played them after our abysmal end to last season.
That's what I was saying. They look really good when Lane Johnson, A.J. Brown, and Devontae Smith don't play. They also look good in warm weather.
Yeah.
Anthony said, let's talk about how our kicker was playing with his hair the whole time and almost missed.
He was nervous. He was nervous.
You could see it in his face.
Mm-hmm. I could see it in his face, his actions. But another thing I want to mention about the Commanders is just how what makes them scary now is getting Austin Eckler back and having adding another dynamic back to that offense. Because in Eckler's game back, the most important game back, only ran the ball 8 times, 27 yards, sure. He also caught 3 passes for 26 yards, so he helped move the chains. Brian Robinson had a bad game running. Jaden Daniels was the leading rusher. Now I will say this. The Commanders aren't beating the Lions if Jaden Daniels is the leading rusher.
Agreed.
They need Brian Robinson to be on top of his game. He needs to be averaging, at the least 4 yards per carry, not 1.6. They kind of had to abandon the run. That's why Jaden Daniels was the star of the show. Threw the ball 35 times, completed 24 passes, 268 yards. He had to win the game for him. But definitely having Austin Eckler back in that backfield on that offense, it adds another dynamic to them. And it does make them a very scary team to play.
Yeah, and their defense, it's not world beating. It's not again, I'm not trying to it's not the Eagles defense, but it's a timely defense. They will make a timely play that'll just be well, damn.
Yep.
This is something I do not disagree with Anthony about. I think the Bucs right now the Bucs defense is better than the Lions. Right now, the way everything has been, yes.
Yeah.
The Lions defense has the one big advantage in this postseason. They won't play outside of Detroit. That's the biggest advantage they have.
Yep.
That's why Minnesota's defense concerns me. I don't know how good they are away from Minnesota because they didn't look too good in Detroit last week.
Mm-hmm.
But the Commanders, you could say what you want. Their defense may not be great. Their offensive weapons may only have one legit guy in Terry McLaurin. I get it. De'Ami Brown's been really good for them lately. He had a really big game last night. 89 yards, 1 touchdown. Maybe the wide receiver, too.
Might be.
Guys like Zach Ertz and Zacchaeus, who I hate because he's stuck here. Or maybe it was Brian Johnson.
Honestly, Zacchaeus is kind of doing the same things as he was.
No, Zacchaeus this year is just showing you how much of a shit play caller Brian Johnson was last year. That's what that is. Brian Johnson couldn't get the ball into anyone else's hands but A.J. Brown.
Yeah.
Call it how we say it. That's exactly all we need to know. Is that Brian Johnson may have been the worst offensive coordinator I've ever seen. But that's the point, though. Everybody has a role, and they step up to it. Zacchaeus, Zach Ertz, talk about a career resurging year. I mean, he's getting up there in age, and he still had a really productive year. Austin Eckler, like you said, can run the football. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. They do need more from Brian Robinson, which we can both agree from. But as long as Jaden Daniels is lining up under center, that Commanders team is going to be in every football game they play because there is still not a defense that I have seen being able to at least minimize his production.
Yeah.
He's a smart player. He's not only just smart with the football, but he's smart as a runner. Now, he did take a big hit last night, but Zion McCollum would have knocked out anybody there. Yeah, so you guys could use one. The Commanders go after T. Higgins after this in March.
Yeah.
I don't want that.
The Chargers go after T. Higgins.
Everybody. T. Higgins is going to get paid way too much money by somebody.
T. Higgins this year is the Christian Kirk from a few years ago.
Okay, hold on, buddy. T. Higgins is way better than Christian.
All right, he is way more talented than him.
What did you just say?
No, he's more talented than him, but in the same regards to how Christian Kirk got overpaid. Now, granted, Christian Kirk played amazing that first year of his contract. After that, he was back to Christian Kirk.
He got hurt, dude.
Even then, still didn't look that great.
Fair enough. Now you got to ask what's next. Like, what's next for Tampa? I mean, Chris Godwin's a free agent.
Wait. They'll figure it out because, honestly, Jalen McMillan, he can replace Godwin.
Godwin's another name I could see on the Commanders.
That's not what Anthony wants. Anthony wants a bigger receiver.
Okay, but if you put Godwin opposite of McLaurin, that's a pretty decent two. Chris Godwin was the last great wide receiver Penn State had.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, Anthony, I don't know if y'all need a bigger body receiver. You just need another weapon next to McLaurin. That's it.
Yeah. Because, I mean, look what McLaurin does now that he has a quarterback.
Yeah. Well, are we going to see the DK Metcalf out of Seattle soon?
That's possible. It is very possible.
I know you're not very fond of him, but he's definitely going to have a lot of teams looking to pick him up.
Oh, yeah. The team, they'll definitely be interested in him. Now you got to ask again, like, where could you see him going? But who knows? All right, so now let's talk about the last game from yesterday. Let's talk about the afternoon cap. Bills Broncos. UGLY.
That was a bad performance.
And somebody was asking on FS1 today, I don't know which show it was, nor do I care to remember. They're asking, has Josh Allen put away some of his playoff woes? And I'm like,
no.
He's proved he beats teams less talented than his. Yeah.
Yeah. He's always done that. We're not at the big game yet.
But now it's two big games. Because to get to the Super Bowl, you have to go through Lamar and Patrick.
That's true.
So what are you going to do now with that?
It's going to be tough. Because the Ravens are clicking.
No, Clint. No, Ohio.
No Ohio.
The only good thing that came out of last week is that the SEC is dead.
Yeah, all them players that keep decommitting from Alabama. Wonder if they're making a phone call to Saban. How much to bring you back?
No, it's funny. King Mack, a safety who was actually at Penn State 2 years ago, he transferred from Penn State to Alabama for this season, and guess who came back to Penn State the other day?
Really? Wow.
Yep.
1 year alone?
He's like, I saw Caleb DeBoer. I said, hell no, I didn't sign up for this. But yeah, I mean, is there really much to talk about in terms of the Bills and the Broncos? The Broncos were a young team that were just completely outmatched. They got a bright future, but they got a lot of work to do.
Yeah. And not to mention, the report came out that Bo Nix's been playing with a fractured back since like week 12.
What the hell? I didn't even see that. When did that come out?
Earlier this afternoon, I saw that.
Anthony, Denver's defense was solid throughout the year, but when you're going against Josh Allen, it's a whole different animal. The Bills' offense is just spread out. Everybody's running insane deep routes, and Josh Allen finds somebody.
Yeah.
Clint said Baltimore is the favorite. Is out of the AFC? They could be.
So here's the main thing to look at. I don't have the stats. I don't know how easily you can access this. What do the Bills and the Chiefs rank against the run?
Are you asking me or telling me?
What? No, I'm asking you. Do you happen to know?
Let me go. Let's go look. All right. So we do know that the divisional for the AFC is already set.
Yeah.
All right. So defensively, the Chiefs are 8th.
8th against the run. Okay.
They allow 102 yards on the ground a game.
Yeah, the Chiefs' defense has been their saving grace this year. The only thing that looked good.
The Bills' defense is 12th. They average about 116 given up a game.
Okay.
But here's the other thing. They're also 24th against the pass. Now, Baltimore's defense, though, their passing defense is last in the league.
Yeah.
So,
they're going to be going up against two offenses who are known to pass the ball. That's their whole identity. I mean, James Cook has been playing very well, running the football well. I mean, just against the Broncos, ran for $120 and a touchdown. So they do have that aspect to their game now.
Real quickly, see you, Carol. See you next Monday.
Carol.
Hopefully, we're celebrating a trip to the NFC Championship game.
Oh yeah, I think we will. Go Birds.
Go Birds. Real quickly, Zolt said SEC officials to work the national championship game. Same crew that worked Boise State, Penn State. Damn it, the SEC still gets the national title.
Oh my gosh! Oh, they found their way into the title game.
Get a Pac-12 crew. No defense. Clint said Alabama is not feared no more. Teams are not scared. Hey, no one's scared of Bama anymore.
No.
Zolt said Denver looked like a team in over their heads, weren't expected to make the playoffs, and wasn't prepared. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what they were.
Yep.
Bills are 1.5-point underdogs next week. Ooh. Clint did point out the Ravens won and they didn't have Zay Flowers. That is also a good point. Now, I wonder if Zay will be ready for this game. Because I know Flowers is week to week. Now, the question will be, will he be ready for this weekend? Because they're going to need all the weapons they can get.
That is true.
How do you feel about this game? I feel like I feel like we've recapped the wild cards games were what they were.
Yeah. You want me to bring up a visual so far of what we got for the next round pending tonight's game?
Yeah. Well, yeah, everything's set up except for who the Eagles play.
Yep. The Eagles play whoever wins that Minnesota Rams game.
Yep.
So let me pull that up.
All right. Here we are. All right. So we're basically start with the AFC.
Yep. So
I don't know who
were we starting with that Baltimore Bills game?
I don't know who I don't know. I'm leaning Baltimore. They're just so damn good. Well, this is going to be the battle of the two best quarterbacks during the 2024 season. Sorry, Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. He hasn't been good this year.
He hasn't.
It is what it is.
Well, I mean, Matt Nagy is the offensive coordinator again, so.
Oh, brother.
He's getting head coach consideration again, by the way.
That's ridiculous.
Hey, the Bears job's open.
If he gets a head coaching job over Bieniemy,
well,
Bieniemy actually because Bieniemy couldn't get a head coaching job for his life, and he actually had that offense looking good.
No, I thought you were talking about should Bieniemy get one now. I was going to say, wait a second.
No. I'm just talking in regards to it's ridiculous how Matt Nagy would get more head coaching considerations with how putrid their offenses looked.
Oh, my God. Where are you leaning towards this game?
Honestly, this is one of those games where I'm like, it could go either way. This game is honestly like the game that we still got for tonight, the Vikings versus the Rams. I don't know who's going to win. I couldn't tell you.
Well, all right, to be fair, the Vikings and Rams game, the AFC divisional isn't a neutral site. This is in Buffalo.
I know. But even then, in Buffalo, both teams can play in the cold. That's not going to matter.
But the Ravens are more equipped to go into a game with weather.
Wait, you said who was more equipped?
The Ravens. Who are you taking on the ground? On the ground, who are you taking?
I'm taking Lamar
and James
Henry.
Cook, or those two monsters over there?
I'm taking Lamar and Henry. But with that being said, I have seen Josh Allen and James Cook grind out some snow games as well.
Oh, I'm not disagreeing with you. Matt's taking the Bills.
I honestly think it would be – I think it's more favorable for the Ravens if there is inclement weather. If it does become who's going to run the ball better on the ground game, I think the Ravens will win it. But if they have good weather that's just cold out there, I honestly think Josh Allen and the Bills might outscore them.
Hey, May.
Clint is. Yeah. Well, I want to pull up that game. I want to look at the stats for that game.
Oh, that was an ugly game.
Yeah, it was. It was one of the games where we were like, Josh Allen's back to being himself.
God, no, not Josh Allen being back to himself.
Yep. Let's see. Can I get a schedule here, please? All right, yeah, 35-10. Jeez. So they couldn't pass the football. They couldn't run the football. Derrick Henry, he had 200 yards, 199. We're rounded up. He had 200 yards on the ground.
We're rounding up.
We're rounding up. Lamar, 156 passing, 2 passing touchdowns, 13 for 18. They dominated them. They couldn't stop the run game. And Justice Hill was the leading receiver? That's insane. Who would have saw that?
Anthony's making a good point here that Ravens secondary has not been good this year. It's 31st in the league.
Yeah. But then let's not act like the Bills secondary has been the best. Do you have the numbers on what I forget if you said it earlier, what the Bills
I
rank
got
against
it.
the pass?
Bills passing is 24th.
24. So like they're both toward the bottom of the league.
Now, the Ravens' run defense is top in the league at 80 yards a game.
And I easily see them holding James Cook in check.
I do so.
As well as Josh Allen. I don't think Josh Allen's going to scramble for a whole lot of yards either. I'm going to say something that's going to be very disappointing for any Bills fans out there. I think Josh Allen's going to be stuck in that same old situation where he just can't get past that. Just can't get past that top tier opponent. I think the Ravens get the upset on the road. I got the Ravens moving on. They're moving on.
Okay, that's fair.
They're playing the Texans. Just kidding. Back to reality.
Now, Matt does bring up a good point here that it may favor the Bills more because they're used to it. The Ravens don't play in a lot of snow.
That is true. Buffalo gets an insane amount of snow just all the time.
That's an understatement.
But at the end of the day, both teams can play in it. And honestly, I'm going with the team that's better at rushing the football.
Oh, just for anybody who wants some fun referee crews for this weekend, so Clay Martin's crew will be officiating the Chiefs game. The Chiefs are 6-0 when he's officiating their game.
Wow.
And I forget the guy's name, but the crew that we have pulled for our game is the same crew that threw out C.J. Gardner-Johnson in Washington.
Really? Wow.
Let the games begin.
Let the games begin.
Real quickly, Darius Slay yesterday, 3 catches on 5 targets for 29 yards and 1 interception. Quinyon Mitchell, 2 catches for 6 yards, 2 catches on 6 targets for 10 yards, 1 interception.
Lockdown.
No fly zone. All right, let's move up to AFC game number 2. Chiefs Texans. Doesn't matter. Doesn't really matter. The league isn't going to let it happen, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, Texans. This isn't their game.
Real quick, Anthony. The one thing about passing in the snow, don't do it.
Yeah. That's how you have a bunch of drop passes, erratic passes, interceptions.
Matt.
At the end of the day, Matt, it's the Kansas City Chiefs.
Roger isn't going to let it happen.
The league's not going to let them lose. They probably already have 10 new rules that the officials are going over.
Oh, no, they did. The Texans are only allowed to play with 4 defensive linemen on the field the whole game.
Nice. But yeah, don't let the starters not playing or having 21 days off fool you. Don't let that fool you.
Could the Texans possibly pull it off? Maybe.
I think it's more realistic. Could the Texans give them an interesting game? Yes. Are they going to win? No.
Because C.J. Stroud hasn't played that much better.
Yeah. Now, granted, he played all right over the weekend.
He played solid against the Chargers.
He did. He was 22 for 33, 282, touchdown, interception. So he's another one. He still turns the ball over more than you would like. A big proponent of the Texans, if they either have success or they don't, is if Joe Mixon decides he wants to run the ball more than 20 yards in a game. He's either rushing for 100 or he's rushing for 20. There doesn't seem
That's
to
not
be
his fault.
many in between games.
Well, yeah,
It's
that's because their
not.
offensive line is inconsistent.
Yeah. Zolt.
The Texans offensive line has not been good all year.
They haven't.
Texans have been called for roughing the passer to be enforced. Oh my god.
And it's definitely negatively impacted Stroud and Mixon.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't see it. I don't see the Texans being able to beat them. It's not in the script.
It's not in the script.
We're getting a Kansas City versus Baltimore rematch.
I was gonna say the only hope we have of stopping this freaking ridiculous crap with the Chiefs are those two teams at the bottom.
Yep. And both of those teams, they both have the ability to beat them.
They do. They're the only two teams that have the ability to beat them.
Yep.
And Clint, just to respond, the Texans defense not only won in the game, Justin Herbert won them the game. Because that boy was throwing the ball to every Texans secondary member you can name.
Matt, if they beat them, I will be the first one to tell you that you were right.
I will be probably the second. But I want the Texans to do it. I want this crap with the Chiefs to end, but
yeah,
it's not gonna happen.
Their hopes of a three-peat to end before they even get to the Super Bowl.
I do too. But
just write it out of the storybook. And that's the unfortunate truth. Is no matter who they face, I feel like they will go. I honestly don't see them winning the Super Bowl this year. I really hope they don't. I don't need to see a team having a three-peat, especially a team that didn't even play that dominant this year. Okay, I get it. They only lost how many games? Technically, well, 2. Yeah. They lost 1 with their starters, 1 with their
forgot though.
Yeah. It's because it wasn't technically the Chiefs playing. I don't know what you would call them.
That goes on Carson Wentz's Eagles record.
Oh gosh, his Eagles record.
Yeah, that man is so. Carson Wentz looks so mentally and broken from what he was.
He can't even serve really as a backup.
He really can't. It's a sad thing what's happened to Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
All right, let's move over to the NFC real quick. We'll try to give this a little bit of a rundown. It's kind of hard when one game has yet to be decided. So,
yeah.
Commanders, Lions. What do we got?
I got the Lions in a close shootout.
I don't see a lick of defense being played in this game.
Nope.
I think this is Jaden Daniels versus Jared Goff, and it's going to be fun.
I think earlier Zolt said the over-under was 55.5. I see it actually going over that.
I'm betting that all day. What's up, Bobby? Bobby's saying it's hard to say, but I think that he's also saying that he has the text knocking KC out. Man, there's some.
If that happens, I have no problem with it. I'm just thinking realistic here. I don't see it.
Yeah, the lead, and it's not that we don't look. Let us tell you this: nobody despises this Kansas City Chiefs dynasty more than Tyler and I. They robbed us of a damn Super Bowl.
It's just with how blatant it's been this year, with the calls that are being made and the changing of the rules that are being made on a game-to-game basis. That's what really got to me this year. Like, early in the season, I think it was week 1 or 2, where there was that questionable PI call we were arguing about. I tried to defend the Bengals
one.
The Bengals game, yeah. I tried to defend him. I was like, okay, he did hit him a little early. Could it have just been a, all right, end of the game, let it play? Could have. But I tried to defend him a little bit, and then I kept seeing it week after week. And I was just like, oh, they're just throwing whatever. They're not even trying to, make these 50-50 calls where, it could be either one. They're just, straight up throwing out bad penalties, making up rules. And I'm done with the Chiefs. I don't like what the league is doing. And you can tell the league is trying to keep them as their number one team. when this year is just not their year. It really isn't.
No.
But the Chiefs fans will just repeat their record over and over like a broken record.
Their records are more broken than Taylor Swift's early album.
Oh, God.
All right, so real quick, Bobby says go Washington. Bobby also went on to say, don't get me wrong, I love the Chiefs. I think the Texans are a better team right now. The Texans, you know what?
But then I'll say this, too. I think there was a lot of teams the Chiefs played that were better than them at that point in time, and they still got screwed out of the games.
I agree here with Matt. The Lions win, yeah, but man, if the Commanders win, we are potentially looking at an NFC Championship game in Philly.
Yeah, that would be the nice part. That would mean that everything goes through Philly if the Lions get bounced.
And I mean, if you're the Lions, dude, how do you stop that hot hand of Jaden Daniels? Like he's the hottest.
You outscore him.
He is the hottest quarterback in football right now.
You don't stop him, you outscore him. That's
Can we agree with that?
He is.
He is literally the hottest hand in football right now. And I don't know how Detroit stops this. Don't get me wrong. Detroit's got way more weapons than the Commanders. Amon-Ra, Jameson, Laporta, Gibbs, Montgomery's going to be back. But Jaden Daniels, man, he's on a bender right now. And I don't know how you stop it.
Yeah,
Clint,
I don't know either.
Clint, for football purposes, agreed. That's it, though. No personal agenda toward Taylor Swift, but football reasoning, agreed. But yeah, I don't see one. I don't know if I see any punts in this game.
Yeah, honestly, because you really can't afford to go a wasted possession against this Lions team.
No,
because they maximize every single time.
But if you look at the Bucs game, you could say the same thing about the Commanders because Baker fumbles that ball that cost them the game.
Yeah.
And Bobby said that he doesn't think he's a Lamar Jackson. Well, Bobby, if he's not, I need to know what is.
I think he's better than Lamar.
Well,
he's got the arm talent right off the bat. He came out of college with the arm talent. Lamar didn't come out of college with the arm talent.
Hold on. Say that clearly one more time. Please.
Before you try to get this twisted that this is me hating on Lamar at all, this is not.
I didn't say it.
I will repeat myself. I think Jaden Daniels, maybe, all right, he will be better than Lamar. Okay, Lamar's achieved more in his career because he's been in the league longer.
If we're comparing them year one to year one, Jaden is more polished.
Yes, 100%. Lamar didn't even get to start right away year one. He was on the bench. He came in late because nothing was working with, I think they still had Flacco at the time. And they couldn't do anything. So they were like, you know what? Put Lamar out there. Let him make some plays. We got nothing to lose. And that's how he got his start.
It's not like the passing game's going to struggle either way.
Exactly.
But I agree with that. Year one, easily Jaden is more polished.
Yeah,
I saw that from week 3.
Now, pure running standpoint, Lamar is the better of the two. But with Jaden Daniels' mobility and his arm talent, he's gonna be one of the best in the league. He's already putting the league on notice in his rookie season.
Fair point. All right, so real quick, Bobby also said that the Ravens are playing like a video game. They are, dude. Derrick Henry's on something else. Matt said, I also hope it's the Lions for 2 reasons. 1, so we can play them because, remember, we can't compete with them. And 2, so these annoying Commanders can stop already. Yeah, but Matt, they have a right, dude. They've been playing good football.
Yeah. I do like his point about playing the Lions because think about this, right? If the Commanders upset Detroit and then they come to Philly and we beat them at home, people are going to be like, oh, the Eagles got to duck the Lions. Lions were the better team. If they played the Lions, they might have lost.
Oh, yeah.
That'll be what everyone talks about.
Oh, my God. That was like when they won the Super Bowl. And That's like when they won the Super Bowl and the Saints fans like, oh, you ain't gonna have to play the Saints. Well, yeah, maybe because you forgot how to tackle in your secondary for a minute.
Yeah.
Anthony said Washington kept going for it on fourth down. Like, why just take the point? Anthony, did you see your kicker kicking the game winner?
Yeah. This is now. If you were still back with Seibert before he got hurt a million times, I'd say kick those field goals all day. He was great.
Sorry, Clint.
But you guys are like on your fourth kicker now. You go for it.
What statement does he have to retract?
It was probably because at first it came out wrong when I said I think Jaden Daniels is better than Lamar Jackson. I had to clarify on that more.
Well, yeah, because in year one comparison is not a comparison.
Yes.
He's Jaden in year one is better than Lamar.
I'll say this. I still think Jaden Daniels has a better arm than Lamar Jackson in this current moment. Do we have to pull up passing numbers? Do we have to?
Tyler, Lamar's thrown for 4,000 yards.
How much is Jaden Daniels thrown for?
Like 3,200. Lamar, wait a minute. How the hell have we switched roles?
Hold on. We're pulling up both of them right now. Give me a second.
No. You just pulled. You know what? Let's go back to WWE with the Bella twins. Someone just pulled one out of the ring and the other one entered. You just switched the year-and-a-half-long tirade that has been Sam versus Tyler on Lamar Jackson.
Hey, no, because you actually hate on Lamar Jackson. There's a difference. There is no hate with Lamar Jackson. I love Lamar Jackson.
I never said I hated the man. I said the man was. Now, see, now he's going to try to flip it back to me. You are
you actually didn't like him. Okay, let's see.
I didn't say I didn't like him. I said the guy had to improve as a passer, and the guy has improved as a passer.
All right. Give me a second. Almost there.
Oh, my God. All right, well, while you're doing that, let me get these comments up real quick.
Okay, I got it. All right, I'm ready.
Well, hold on. Oh, wait, let me test these up real quick. Clint said, I think Daniels can potentially be better than Lamar. If we're comparing the trajectory, not a terrible statement because of what we already said, year one.
Yeah.
Matt said that, Tyler, you have a better arm than Lamar. We both know how I feel about his arm. His arm's gotten better, though.
Right, now, see, it has. I'm not. See, now, Matt's trying to take it back to the level of, like, Lamar can't throw the football. I'm not saying that.
He clearly can
I just want to compare some stats. Now, you're right. Lamar's got, this might count the most recent game. Actually, no, this is only regular season stats. Lamar had 4,172 passing yards. Jaden Daniels had 3,568. Passing touchdowns, Lamar had 41, which is actually insane. I didn't know he had 41. Jaden Daniels had 29. Jaden Daniels had 9 interceptions. Lamar had 4 interceptions. Jaden Daniels, though, did have a higher completion percentage. He completed 69% of his passes, while Lamar completed 66.7%.
Now, I will say a lot of that is early in the season when Kingsbury, not saying that, I'm not knocking Jada, but it was a lot of early checkdowns and short passes early on.
There was.
He didn't really, Kingsbury didn't fully unleash him till after a few weeks after the Bengals game. That's when Kingsbury unleashed what Jaden Daniels did.
Well, let's see. We also can look at week 1, or not, it was the last game of the season against Dallas. He only played a certain portion of the game. He had 38 passing yards, so chalk that. Lamar played the last game of the season.
I forgot about that.
Jaden Daniels also went out hurt against Carolina. He only had 6 yards off of 2 completions. So he has about 2 games that he didn't play. Lamar's played every game the whole year. So now there's still a big gap with the passing touchdowns. That's great for Lamar. But we'll keep this simple so nobody has to get upset. Jaden Daniels will be. I think Jaden Daniels will eclipse what Lamar has done. Give him the amount of time Lamar's been in the league, and then we can revisit and we can look at their first so-and-so years versus so-and-so years.
All right, here, I'll put it like this. I could see Jaden being the Kobe to Lamar's Jordan.
Really?
Because if you look at... No, because seriously, if you think of NBA players and play styles, only one guy played anywhere similar to how Michael Jordan played, and it was Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, that's true.
So there's how I'll leave with this. Real quickly, though, what's up, Burnsy? Burnsy's waiting for Raw to start on Netflix.
Oh,
that was a good ass first Netflix episode. Did you watch it?
I did not. I saw the highlights. I don't sit down to watch the wrestling shows anymore. I just watch the highlights. It's a lot simpler.
Oh my god! All this debating is don't put this crap. Oh my god!
Yeah, hey, that's gonna be how they beat him, man. Bite the kneecaps off. That's how they do it. Burnsy wants a Commanders-Ravens Super Bowl.
I don't.
Yeah, I want the Eagles Super Bowl, man. No,
yeah,
give me the battle of the birds, man. Eagles versus Baltimore.
Eagles are better.
Yeah, we'll shut down.
We're talking bird, not the teams. The bird.
No, I'm still talking about teams. We beat them, Sam.
Anthony no, but Anthony said, I hate to say this, but every 12 years the Ravens won the Super Bowl. Damn you, Anthony.
Yeah, I saw that the other day, too. The wild stat for the day.
I will say that. Lamar has his moments where he is erratic. But now the question will be this year, can somebody stop Derrick Henry? Because if they can't, it's a done ditty. But if they do, Lamar, they will do what the Chiefs did to them last year. He has to prove he can beat you with his arm in the playoffs. And no, I don't care what he did against the Steelers this past week. Anybody could have done that.
Yeah. Steelers weren't much of a threat.
No, they weren't. So these next 2 weeks will be the big test for Lamar Jackson.
Oh, yeah.
Even in the next 3 if he gets to the Super Bowl. But, all right, Tyler, real quick, who do you have winning that game between the Lions and the Commanders? Did you say already?
The Lions.
All right, I'm going to go
close one.
Yeah. I go Lions in a shootout. All right, now how the hell do you want to do this bottom one? Because we don't even know who's in it yet.
We don't know who's in it, that's true. But let's look at some possibilities for both teams. Who scares you the most?
The Rams.
I agree. Last time I looked, we handled the Rams. A fully healthy Rams team at that.
I agree. Yeah,
we slowed down Puka Nacua. I don't see any teams really in the NFL that can do that. We held him in check. Let me see what his final total was.
Didn't he have like 100 yards in that game?
I think he was slightly under. He may have actually. Let me see. Yeah. Oh yeah, he did. He had 117.
Yeah.
That is slowing down Puka Nacua.
But let's also not count the garbage time touchdown they scored to get down the field.
Yeah.
And the reason I keep saying the Rams is, again, who are you more afraid of? Matthew Stafford or Sam Darnold?
Matthew Stafford.
We haven't always fared well against Matthew Stafford.
Yeah.
So, now we've beat them.
Also look at how when we played them, Kyren Williams didn't play terrible. He ran the ball decent in regards to playing against the Eagles defense. 72 yards, averaged 4.5.
He also lost a fumble in that game, too.
He did.
Now, the Rams defense doesn't scare me at all.
No.
Matt,
I'm not worried about...
Matt, yeah, they may be second against the run. That didn't stop Jahmyr Gibbs last week.
Nope, it did not. Jahmyr Gibbs ran all over them 4 times.
I've been saying this about the Vikings since they had Case Keenum to Kirk Cousins. The Vikings defense is only good in Minnesota. When they are on the road, they are lifeless. They're good.
So we're
Because
going to
they're
get to
not
see that.
scary.
We're going to see that testament tonight. They're going on the road to LA. Well, technically not LA now. They're playing in Arizona.
Clint, I don't care if we're going against Addison and Jefferson, Nakua and Cup. I've got Quinyon Mitchell and Darius Slay. And Darius Slay has always been known to take Justin Jefferson and walk him around the field.
Sam, we were at that opening game, Thursday Night Football, Eagles-Vikings, last year. Justin Jefferson, I think he finished with over 100 yards. He also had like 12 catches. Like, they didn't give him anything big. He was fighting for every single yard he got.
Well, yeah, because Darius Slay wasn't on half the time.
Yeah, but they held him in check. So I'm not afraid of Justin Jefferson, and that was with our defense last year. The bottom of the league defense. We're talking about the best defense in the league this year. Jefferson's not doing nothing.
And I'm agreeing with this with Anthony. The Rams' offense is better because, once again, I am more afraid of Matthew Stafford than Sam Darnold. Don't get me wrong. Sam Darnold has had a great year. He's going to get a boatload of money from somebody. Vikings, Raiders, whoever. But he's not Matthew Stafford.
The Jets.
Exactly. No, and what Anthony's saying, this is the blueprint now with the Vikings. Send extra pressure to Sam Darnold, and that's how you win this game.
It's a good thing they got a good guy to send pressure.
Yeah, right. And the Rams, they've got a lot with Fitz and Kobe Turner. They've got Verse. They got a lot of guys that can go after Sam Darnold tonight. So it's going to be a very interesting game.
Yep.
And I'm agreeing with Matt. Bring whoever you want.
Oh, yeah, I'm not worried about either team.
You got to come here, so bring whoever you want.
Yep. They're playing Monday night. Going to have a short week. They'll have off tomorrow. They'll practice Wednesday.
Clint, I agree with the emotional stuff, but it's kind of hard with that emotional stuff when you're in a neutral site.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying, and I 100% agree with you, but
I still feel like they'll have a lot of fans there.
Oh, God, yeah.
They're going to have a lot of fans.
Like I said, this is the first playoff game Cardinals fans have seen in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Tyler, do you want to predict who wins this game tonight and then predict who wins next week?
Yeah, sure. I predict the Rams will take down the Vikings.
I agree.
Rams will come on over to Philadelphia, and they're going to get stomped.
I agree. I'm not going to say stomp, but I have the Eagles beating the Rams in the divisional round.
I mean, if we already beat them by 17, I kind of consider that stomping the first time around. I don't think they score 20 points if they come to Philly. I don't see it. Because we were out in LA when we played them. And we did that on the road. They come into our territory, I don't think they score 20 points.
Okay. Their offensive line is also very inconsistent as well, the Rams.
They're going to come play in cold Philadelphia.
It's supposed to be raining on Sunday, too.
Cold rain? Oh, man.
Don't like that, Matt. Don't like that.
No, I like it. Run a football. That's fine. If we have to get stuck running the football like that, we already are good at running the football to begin with. Just
exactly.
Do it again.
All right, so basically we have the stereotypical Eagles-Lions NFC Championship game, and we have Chiefs-Ravens in the AFC?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a very solid final teams remaining there.
Yeah, this is a loaded playoff bracket.
Yes, Matt, that's what I'm talking about. Now, I'll give the Vikings a little more credit because, they at least live in a cold climate. The Rams, man.
Yeah.
They don't know.
Hold on. Hold on. The last time the Vikings played an outdoor game at home, the quarterback was Teddy Bridgewater.
Oh, man.
Give me a break. Blair Walsh was the damn kicker. And he missed the damn field goal from 21 yards out.
Yeah,
whatever
team advances, it's a favorable matchup for the Eagles. That's my final take.
Me too. Well, we have spent almost 2 hours covering playoff football. I think we have a few other little things to talk about real quick.
Yep.
We'll start out we'll stay in the NFC East for a minute here. Tyler, the Dallas Cowboys, parting ways with head coach Mike McCarthy. Now, McCarthy, of course, led Dallas to a few 12-win seasons, but once again, like every other coach since the 90s, failed to get Dallas past the divisional round. Tyler, the Cowboys make the right decision, Zach?
No, because they should have never gave Dak a new contract either.
Oh, God. Hold on, wait. Clint, the Vikings get no credit as a cold team. And he says the Browns
give them a little bit of credit.
No, why? Where do they get credit? They play indoors.
No, they play indoors, Sam, but do they not live in Minnesota?
They don't play in it. That's
I do understand that. But they at least know what the cold feels like.
No, though, because they don't play in it.
They don't know what it feels like to play in it, yes. But they know what cold weather is. They know when their fingers get cold.
There's a difference between... Yes, but they don't play in it. Once again...
Sam, we're not going down this rabbit hole.
They have played indoors for 20 of the past 21 years. Hold on. Matt said whoever comes here is getting stopped. I agree with Tyler and Sam. The rain is supposed to be Saturday night, and moved. Oh shit! I thought it was supposed to rain. Damn. Good. I don't like playing rain playoff games for injury purposes.
Yeah. We don't need any slip and falls.
So Anthony asked, "Why wait if you weren't going to resign him?" Because Anthony, it's Jerry Jones.
Yeah.
Of course he wasn't going to resign him, and now. And real quick, Matt said, no, Jerry Jones is still running the show. Zolt said, Cowboys just get their own way. Doesn't matter who the... Here's the thing. Jerry Jones came out and said they never even discussed re-signing him.
Yeah.
So what was the plan?
No idea.
They don't have... I don't think they have.
They don't have a plan. They don't. I don't know where they go from here. I don't know who they want to bring in. What are you going to do? Bring in Dion?
The three names that Well, no, because the Cowboys are too old school and stupid for Dion.
Yeah.
Kellen Moore, people, I know Matt brought it up earlier. Kellen Moore is not going to be the next head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. That's not going to happen. You know why? It's not big enough for that. Two names that I think, because this is how the Cowboys think, right? You know, they went with Mike McCarthy. They want establishment, right?
Yep.
The two names that I keep thinking about all day since this news broke to me were Pete Carroll, Bill Belichick. Those are the two names I keep thinking of.
Yeah, because you got to think, America's favorite team, they're not going to go with some, first-year head coach. They're going to go with somebody established. Exactly.
Clint says, Jim Kelly said it best, when it's too cold for them, it's just right for us. Matt said, Tyler,
none of y'all get the point. I'm not talking about playing in the dome. I'm talking about just living their ordinary lives.
What are you talking about right now? Tyler, going out from your car to the grocery store is not considered a cold weather team. You get to go inside in 5 minutes. Playing a full football game in the cold weather is a little different than that.
Hey, man, who says they don't go for runs out in the cold?
I'm going to hit you in the head with a bag of freaking ice melt, dude. Knock it off.
That's a pretty vicious threat.
And Zolt makes a great point. Dion wants to coach with his kids, and they're not getting Shador.
Nope, they're not.
And he ain't going there for Shiloh either.
Nope.
Georgie said Billy was going to go, but Jerry and Bill couldn't agree to. Yeah, but could the Cowboys? I heard they may try it again. They could still buy it. He could still leave NC still.
Now they would have to buy him out, though.
Exactly.
So do we see Jerry forking out even more of his precious money to buy out his contract and then have to sign him to a new contract?
All right. So this is from Jordan Schultz. This is 7 hours ago. Bill Belichick would have had interest in the Cowboys job, and it's believed that Dallas would have been interested in him as well. He had known the position would become available. Belichick and his camp never received any indication during back-channel conversations that the job would be open, which is partly why he ends up at UNC. Belichick has an excellent relationship with the Jones family. It is a possibility. It's a very small, but it's a possibility. Mike said it's cold in Central Florida. It's 60. Thanks, Mike.
Man, 60 degrees is cold.
And Clint said Belichick was interested in the Cowboys job, but he was never told that McCarthy. Yeah, exactly. So, but again, do you think the Cowboys would buy him out?
Nah, Tom Brady's personally going to buy him out, and then the Raiders are going to sign him.
Matt said it's going to cost whoever does it $10 million. Nope. Then the Raiders, no, because remember the Raiders are still paying John Gruden plus McDaniels plus Pierce plus whoever they hire. They're not paying $10 million to buy out Bill Belichick.
That's why I said Tom's going to pay for him personally.
Oh, you shut up. We're going to pay with that Fox money.
Mm-hmm.
I just say something about Tom Brady. He actually has been getting a lot better as a broadcaster.
He called us the Phillies again yesterday, but
I can't hear that.
It is what it is, I guess, at this point. At least he's got the right city.
Oh my God, George!
Oh, George!
Oh my God, George!
Oh my gosh!
Terrible. All right, but who do you see? I mean, let's be real, right? If you are the next coach of the Cowboys, if you're looking at this, right, I understand our opinions on him. Dak Prescott healthy. Rico Dowdle had a 1,000-yard season. CeeDee Lamb. They've got Turpin and Tolbert, two young guys with some speed. Micah Parsons and Diggs and Bland on defense. It's not a terrible job to take.
So they need.
Jerry Jones, I get that, but
yeah. So whatever person decides to take that job, they're gonna have to understand they have to work.
You don't have any control.
Yeah, zero control. I think the most realistic is Bill Belichick. I don't know if Pete Carroll would want to take that job.
I don't think Pete would either. But if you're looking for established outside of Bill and Pete, who else is there?
I don't know. I mean, Anthony makes a good point too. Bill Belichick's never been like a yes man in his career.
Nope.
But he also has a very good relationship with the Jones family.
Being friends is a lot different than a working relationship. I'll just say that.
True. Very true.
Bill said, doesn't Bill's girlfriend go to UNC? Wouldn't want to just, oh my God. Our dueling aces boys are off to a hot start tonight, aren't they? Michael said the Raiders will rule again soon. Not unless they get a quarterback, Mike.
Oh, man, yeah. You know what? Actually, back to Zolt's comment real quick. I think he's right.
Oh, you want to go back to Zolt's comment? What did he say? What am I referring back to here?
Can't leave her behind, man. They're gonna have to relocate her out to Texas or something.
Oh my God! And Clint said, "Y'all heard what Troy Aikman said? He said the Cowboys' job isn't as coveted." Yeah, well, shit. No one knows the Cowboys better than Troy Aikman.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Georgie, I'd love this. I'd love every second of this.
Chip Kelly, man. Gotta get Dak Prescott on those smoothies.
Tyler. All right, so apparently on Speak today on FS1, Keyshawn Johnson's top 5 coaching candidates for the Cowboys were Dion, Rex Ryan. Oh, I love that.
Rex Ryan.
I love every
Dallas Cowboys. Ew.
Pete Carroll, Bill Belichick, and the 5th one is Mike Tomlin.
If Mike Tomlin parts ways, which it doesn't look very likely right now.
Pittsburgh's not getting rid of Mike Tomlin. No. They're not.
I mean, he just brought them one of their better seasons that they haven't seen in a while.
They my God. What is wrong with you guys?
Oh, man.
I can't take this anymore.
Jeez.
I can't take these guys tonight. Jeez. I should have brought this up. All right, so now let's look at the other side. You're Mike McCarthy. Where are some landing spots potentially for him?
McCarthy? Ooh.
Anthony, he's the favorite on betting sites. I don't see Dallas hiring Kellen Moore. It's not flashy enough for them.
So, if Rex Ryan doesn't take the Jets job, which honestly, I think that's going to happen. I think Rex Ryan's going to be the head coach of the Jets. I could see McCarthy possibly maybe showing interest in that job. One thing we didn't really talk about, we mentioned, Ben Johnson to the Bears, Cliff Kingsbury if he wants to go to the Bears. What if McCarthy tried his hand with a young quarterback?
Clint said the same thing. I heard, and the Bears have already requested to speak to him. They tried to talk to him the other day, but Dallas wouldn't let it happen.
Yeah, so now, granted, the Bears are just trying to interview everybody because they don't even know what they want to do.
That is true. The Bears just need a coach.
The Bears want to interview everybody before they get a chance to interview Ben Johnson. That's the guy they want. Maybe Kingsbury too, but they got to wait for both of them.
Nope.
So, I don't know.
2 places I've heard so far from McCarthy are Bears and the Saints. And the Saints have a veteran team, so that makes a lot of sense too.
They deserve each other. And then Matt said, I can't see Rex Ryan there. His family can't stand him.
Well, they don't have a good relationship with Rob Ryan, his brother, when he was there. So that's where that comes in. That's where that ties in. I mean, Kellen Moore will probably get consideration. Bro, I'm just so sick and tired of losing my damn coordinators, dude.
I know.
But honestly, as long as I got Vic Fangio here, I'm fine.
I still don't want to lose Kellen. Please.
I don't either.
Can I get an offensive coordinator for more than 1 year, please? Just give me 2 years.
Yeah, I want to.
What if that's all it takes? What if we can have, an offense that scores 40 points every game, but we just need a damn offense that's running the same offense for 2 years in a row?
We haven't had it since Bacon.
Nope, exactly.
Anthony said Mike to the Bears is a solid pick, a sleeper pick for Mike Jacksonville.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but if I'm Mike McCarthy, if I'm going from Jerry Jones to Shad Khan, I'm just not even coaching anymore.
He might have him jumping off a top rope someday.
He's going to be walking through the hallways, right? He's going to be telling him his office, Dad, I love Jacksonville. I love this team. Can you please tell your son to stop talking to me about wrestling? I don't even know what it is. Can't stand that freaking guy. Todd Monken as Dallas's next. That could be a possibility. Monken's getting some consideration for it. Mav says not just that. Don't forget that Buddy Ryan and the Cowboys. I forgot that they are the. I keep forgetting that they're Buddy's son. Mm-hmm. I'm not that seasoned, okay? Blake, no disagreement there. Look at the Eagles' defense on Sunday. Offense sells your tickets, but the defense still has to make at least one play to win you a championship.
Yup. Brandon Graham, Derek Barnett.
I don't love Derek Barnett just for that play, even though he was like one of the worst defensive ends I've ever seen. All right. Well, speaking of head coaches, one head coach position has been filled, and that would be that of the New England Patriots, Tyler. Mike Vrabel returns to Foxborough. What are your thoughts and expectations for Mike Vrabel in New England?
Expectations? They still got work to do with that team through the draft and the offseason. They're not automatically ready to compete just because of Vrabel. They need a lot of overhauling to do. Hopefully they actually give him a few years to do it.
They're not going to do what they did. Now, don't get me wrong. What they did to Gerard Mayo was scummish.
Yeah. I think he was a placeholder. I don't think they ever, from the moment they said, we want you to be our head coach, expected him to be there more than a year.
Agreed. I will say that. I actually really like this hire. What's your opinion on it? I like the hire.
I think it's a great hire.
I mean, it's a former Patriot. He's part of the Patriots all-decade team, for God's sake.
Yeah.
He's going to bring that. He's another one of those coaches. Like, he's a defensive-minded coach, yes, but he lets his coordinators do their job. But this is the off-season to do this, because you have... Hold on. So Schefter just tweeted real quick. Rules prohibit any interviews to be scheduled yet, but former Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy is expected to interview this week as soon as Wednesday for the Bears head coaching job. The Saints are also expected to have interest in McCarthy. Ooh, so the Bears are coming in hot.
Wow. Oh, man. Bears might have to jump on them because they wait around too long to get their hands on Ben Johnson or Kingsbury. McCarthy might not be an option anymore.
Yeah, it could be a possibility. All right, real quick. Let's just get back to let's catch up on some of these. Anthony said they cut Mayo so fast for him. That's why one interview you got the job.
Yeah,
it was the worst kept. Anthony, it was the worst kept secret in football. Clint said they did Mayo dirty. Hope Vrabel flop. Now hold on. I'm not gonna put that on. That's not Vrabel's fault that the Patriots decide to do that.
That's an organizational thing.
Yeah, I don't care. Now, if the Patriots flop, I don't care because nobody gives a shit about the Patriots. Matt said real quick, Roche Sasaki narrowed his teams down to Dodgers, Padres, Blue Jays. He's not going to. Ain't no team going. Toronto can't land anybody, okay?
You want to go play?
Don't give me. He ain't going to Toronto. I hope he goes to San Diego. I would love that. I need him and Alex Bregman to sign so I can schedule my next hitting home episode.
That guy is the next big thing out of Japan baseball.
He's supposed to be one of the best starting pitchers coming out since last year when Yamamoto did. Anthony said, if you have a heartbeat, you have an interview chance for the Bears.
Well, let me give him a call real quick. Sam?
So wait, Matt Nagy's a possibility?
Oh, dear. No, they're going to have one hired before the Chiefs get bounced because the Chiefs aren't going to get bounced.
Yeah, right. Now, in terms of the situation the Patriots are putting themselves in, I love Vrabel as a coach. I mean, he had Tennessee as the 1 seed a few years ago with Ryan Tannehill. Come on. He's clearly a good coach.
He is.
Now, you have Drake May, who I think is actually I think he's going to be a solid quarterback in this league. From what I saw, especially that Bills game late in the season, when I saw that game, I'm like, okay, maybe he has something here.
Yeah.
So you have your coach in place now. I don't know how true this is. A rumor that I heard, if he doesn't get a head coaching job, I heard Vrabel's been in talk with somebody for a defensive coordinator. And the name I've heard is Robert Saleh. Could you imagine a defense ran by Robert Saleh and Mike Vrabel?
That would be insane.
That's almost unfair. But I've heard Saleh's getting a lot of consideration. I've heard the Raiders have talked to him about their head coaching job. I heard Jacksonville's been also around there. Saleh may get another job.
He should. I really like the kind of leadership that he brings to the teams. The Jets, that was the worst place he could have ever went. Horrible. No, I don't wish the Jets job on anybody. That's why, honestly, give it back to Rex Ryan. He got the most out of that team, out of all these coaches in the past how many years? Past decade?
Hold on. Can he please bring Mark Sanchez in on a coaching role? Please. I need it.
Hey, man, you know what? You got to try everything, right?
Oh, my God, Clint, I forgot about Adam Gase.
Oh.
And yes, Matt Nagy. Is Matt Nagy worse than Adam Gase?
Oh, man.
I mean, Matt Nagy did take the Bears to 12-4 with Mitch Trubisky.
He did.
With the help of Vic Fangio's defense.
Good point.
But if you're looking at this with the Patriots, right, you're set up in a good spot. You have your head coach in place, and you have him early, so now he can try to file out his coaching staff. You have a young quarterback under team control for the next 4 years. They're supposed to have $100 million plus in cap space, and you have a top 5 draft pick.
Yep.
They could switch this situation around real quick. Mike Broadway Joe for Jets head coaching job. Oh my God. But yeah, so I like the Vrabel hire. I don't like what they did to Jerron Mayo. I think that was kind of a bull jive, as they say. I didn't like it. And our last little bit of NFL news to talk about today is, of course, we reported on the show last week that Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson suffered a setback in his Achilles rehab. And somebody predicted what that setback was. Well, it came out over the weekend that Deshaun Watson re-tore his Achilles, and now his 2025 season is now in jeopardy. Tyler, I'm going to go one more with you with this. Is this a potential career ender for Deshaun Watson?
It's going to be hard to come back from. Because at this point, everything that's gone on in his career, I don't even know if we're going to see him play for the Browns again. The Browns just can't sit and wait around for him to be healthy to play. It already wasn't working out for them with him anyways. It's time for the Browns to move on. They got to find the future of their franchise. So, will Watson be able to rehab? I don't know. Maybe he'll get some good masseuses. It's always going to lead back to that.
True. Once again, I don't think, I don't know if he can come back from this. I don't. Because this isn't just tearing your Achilles, then tearing it again the next year. Yeah. This is literally tearing the surgically repaired Achilles a few months later.
This was during rehab that he retore it.
Yeah. So Clint says, who cares? Watson can take his money in. Oh, my God. Our Dueling Aces boys are on fire.
Sam, you completely missed my masseuse joke. It went right over your head.
Yeah, it probably did. What did you say? We've been on the air for 2 hours.
Flew right over you. I said, it just comes down to if he has some good masseuses, if he can come back to play.
I hate you. Zoll says his play was the career ender.
His play didn't help him at all. It's not like the team's waiting to get back this guy who's been lights out for them. He has been terrible since the trade.
And it's not even physically. He looks mentally defeated.
Mm-hmm. That'll do that to you when you get caught up in a bunch of stuff like that.
Yep. I think honestly, do you want me to tell you what I think best interest for himself is at this point?
Retire.
Yes. Walk away from the game because it's not helping you by any means.
Yeah, I think he's passing up the Browns' money.
What was once such a promising career has turned into one of the biggest. I don't even know what to call this. What do you even call this, Tyler?
Let down?
Yeah. I don't know. It's unfortunate, yes, but again, it's something I think it needs to be over between these two. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I did see him make a TikTok with his girlfriend. If he heard it doing something like that, if I'm the Browns right there, I'm asking for a void of that contract.
Honestly, yeah.
I am asking for a void of that contract.
Don't believe me, their lawyers are on it. They're watching. They're waiting.
Agree, Mike. It is. It's a mess. This whole Watson thing is a mess. But yeah, if that's just my opinion. I think what's best in his interest is he needs to retire.
Yep.
Man, we've been on the air for 2 hours. We still got to talk some college football.
Yeah, man. Big weekend.
Real quickly, Clint said he tried to play the villain role when he signed. Got to play good for it to work. Yeah, that is true. Well, let's get into some college football. We're not going to talk about the national title game. We'll preview that next week since the game's on Monday and we'll be on before the game. So, Anthony, I don't know how he heard it. I don't know if Clint was making a joke or what, but either way, I don't know what happened. But if you're playing basketball just months removed off a torn Achilles, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
I only had Achilles tendonitis. I didn't play for 7 months.
Achilles tendonitis, bad knees, can't run a fast break.
Shut up. Anthony said you have to wear the boot for 10 weeks and it was only 8. Oh, that's just lovely.
Wow.
Why must you bring this up? And Clint says they can void it. It's insured for $47 million this year. Yeah, I think that's what's. I think both parties just separating at this point, money problems and all. Just let it get rid of this.
Yeah, you got to move past it.
Yeah, it's not good for the organization or the player. Just it's over.
This will save you some money, and then you can gear up to give a big contract to Jameis Winston.
Thank God Adam isn't watching this show. Thank God Adam is not watching this damn show. You're trying to get me in trouble. All right. Let's talk about it. Final four. Penn State, Notre Dame, Ohio State, Texas. Tyler, where shall we start?
Oh, man. I don't know. Everything was it was so good.
I'd say we start with Penn State, Notre Dame. In my opinion, that was more of the entertaining game.
Okay.
Well, you mind if I take over for a sec here?
Go on. It's all you.
Well, this was surely a heartbreaker. Penn State started the game out hot. Defense was rolling. Offense scored 10 quick ones. They had a lead going into the half. Notre Dame made adjustments that Penn State could not. So all the credit to Freeman and his group. Their defense played amazing in the second half. They made plays when they had to. Their offense made adjustments. They moved the ball when they had to. They put up the points to win. And Penn State, unfortunately, could not make those same adjustments. Now, a lot of the problem with Penn State in this game was when you knew Notre Dame was going to adjust at something. At some point, they were going to make the adjustment. The problem was, that is true, Anthony. The Saints have been avoiding crap for years. The problem with this game for Penn State was, like I said, eventually the lack of wide receiver talent in their room was going to cost them eventually. And I know a lot of people are saying that Drew Aller struggled, and he did. Drew Aller played probably the worst game I've seen him play since coming to Penn State. He has been the starter now for 2 years, and that was the worst game I've seen him play. The problem, though, with this is what happens when you are fixated on 3 players: Patron Allen, Nick Singleton, and Tyler Warren. Tyler Warren can only be thrown the football so many times until someone's going to take him out of a game or a play or a couple drives. Eventually, someone's going to keen in on him. It happened, and that's what happened. Drew Aller attempted one pass to a wide receiver in the fourth quarter, and he got picked off. I'm not saying it was on Amari Evans. It was a bad decision from Drew Aller. He was moving to his left, and he tried to throw it across his body, and he threw it right into the arms of Notre Dame's corner. It was a bad play, and Drew Aller missed a lot of throws. The 2 interceptions that were called back, even those are bad throws. You're lobbing it. You can't. This isn't Boise State, man. Come on. But, and then, I mean, he had a play earlier in the game. Notre Dame's playing zone coverage. Warren's going up the seam. Corner, he gets by the corner. Safety's a little too far back to make a play. Warren's got that little window. Aller overthrows him throws the ball 4 feet over his head. Next drive, Singleton, wheel route, up the seam. He's got the linebacker beat by 5 yards. Aller airmails the ball out of bounds. It wasn't just the interception. Nick Singleton, walk-in touchdown, Aller throws the ball behind him. Drew Aller played a terrible game. Penn State did not have enough weapons offensively to make the necessary offensive adjustments to what I believe is still one of the best college football defenses going this year at Notre Dame.
Yeah.
And Tom Allen, his defense did all they could. Abdul Carter, I can't say enough good damn things about the kid. The kid played with one freaking arm.
Literally.
And was the best player on the field for most of the night. But give Notre Dame credit. Riley Leonard was a gamer. He made the plays when he had to with his arm and his legs. Notre Dame's defense came up with the stops when they needed to, and they're heading to a national title. And Mike, like you said, 30 years for Notre Dame, and they may have a really good shot at winning it. But Tyler, do you have anything you want to add on to my little soliloquy?
I mean, he summed it up pretty well for the Notre Dame-Penn State game. I mean, Penn State, they played really good. I don't know how much of a chance we did give Penn State heading into this game, but I think we said it was going to be close in our predictions. And that didn't disappoint. I mean, could the play have been better? Yeah. There is a reason they lost. They honestly probably should have lost by more than just 3, but the fact that they did hang around in that game for long enough, it was impressive. And it was because they were carried by the running backs. The pass game, it's non-existent outside of Warren. That is true. Aller, he didn't play his best game, and he didn't have a whole lot of weapons this game or the whole season to work with. So, just came down to Notre Dame was the better overall team.
Yeah, and I told you this earlier before we started the show. Tyler Warren had more catches this year than the entire Penn State wide receiver room. And in college football, that's an embarrassment.
Yeah.
But Penn State has been struggling for a couple of years now to get some legit playmakers at wide receiver, and I'm hoping they fixed it. And I would like to talk a little bit about what's next for Penn State going into next year, but would you want to talk about the other game, or do you want me to do that real quick now while we're on the subject?
Go ahead and do it while we're talking about them.
Well, I will say that I do believe Penn State is in, and Tyler, if you have anything to chime in, please do. I think Penn State's in a really good spot next year. I mean, here's what they have, their outlook for next year. Coming back to school next year is Drew Aller, Zakee Wheatley, their safety, Zane Durant, Dom DeLuca, DDS, their defensive end, Danny Dennis Sutton. I can't stand his name. All right, so Clint, Aller's coming back. Warren has to declare. He's out of eligibility.
Yeah.
But Clint, I'm going to get into this real quick about Drew Aller. I think Aller will be fine because they have Luke Reynolds, who's going to take over as the tight end 1 next year. He is very talented.
I think he's going to be good, too.
He probably will be at Penn State. Tyler, I don't think either of us could disagree with how big it was today that not only is Nick Singleton, but both him and Katron Allen are both coming back next year.
Yeah.
Because that's the best running back duo in the country.
Yeah, I mean, to have 2,000-yard rushers on your team.
So for them to both come back, you'll have Luke Reynolds. They added Kyron Hudson through the transfer portal from USC. They added the other wide receiver, Ross, from Troy. All you can hope is that one of them can help with an Amari Evans and a Trey Wallace. Hopefully those four next year can be a lot better than what this year was with Wallace, Evans. Julian Fleming became useless after the USC game, and Liam Clifford didn't add much either. They had no wide receivers this year. So hopefully with Hudson and Ross coming over, it helped. But to have all these... What's up?
What is Penn State going to do about their defensive coordinator opening?
I'm very surprised about what happened today with Tom Allen. And the fact that it's a lateral move going from Penn State to Clemson, good luck with that. So from what it sounded like all day is Tom Allen was probably going to be let go anyway. I think the Oregon game really did him in because there were not a lot of adjustments in that game. And there really wasn't a lot of adjustments made in the Notre Dame game either.
Yeah.
So I know they have a couple guys that are already on the program staff that they really like for the job, but James Franklin doesn't necessarily promote within. He kind of likes to go outside. As we know, he brought Manny Diaz in 2 years ago after he was fired from his other head coaching job. Then they lost him to Duke because he took that job. Tom Allen was brought in after Indiana fired him last season. So it will probably be another guy coming outside the program. I just hope it's somebody who can at least... The only thing I will give Tom Allen, I thought he had a very good defense early in the season.
See you, Mike.
See you, Mike. Thanks for joining us always.
See you next week.
So, the one thing I'll say about Tom Allen is their defense was great early on, but once they got to the playoff, to the Big Ten title game, it really got a little rocky. The Oregon game was ugly. We watched that. The Notre Dame second half was really rough. And I just feel like, I'm not saying that they have talent. Like I just said, they got guys coming back. Like Zakee Wheatley's coming back next year, their safety. Zane Durant coming back is so big. And I mean so big. They've added guys through the portal as well. They just added the kid from Michigan. I'm trying to look for his name. I'm trying to look again. Owen Waffle. They just added him through the portal. They added some offensive line help as well. And that was getting TJ Shanahan from Texas A&M. Now, the big keys about Shanahan and Waffle, both still have 3 eligible years left. So they'll be here for a while. And if we know Penn State, they value the defensive line and the offensive line.
Yep.
They brought King Mack back from Alabama. As everyone knows, he transferred from Penn State to Bama last year. Now he's coming back. And with losing both Winston and Reed to the draft because Winston decided to go to the NFL. Now Winston tore his ACL after the West Virginia game, so he's only got one game of record for this year. And Reed's out of eligibility, so he's got to go to the draft. So having Mack come back, Wheatley's coming back, the safety room should be a decent spot next year. Oh shit! God damn it! But freaking Anthony's Ducks are already making more moves.
Oh man!
But I'm not worried about that because I still got my boys. But also, and I wouldn't sleep on here's what Penn State's got coming back offensively next year. Singleton, Allen, Cam Wallace is sitting behind him, and he's going to be taking over for one of them after next year anyway. They have Khalil Dinkins and Luke Reynolds at tight end, so look out for both of them, honestly. And, of course, they've always had a solid... Most of the offensive line's coming back, too.
Okay.
I mean, their center's a freshman. So most of the O-line's coming back, and Aller made the right decision. Now, he announced it today. It was known weeks ago he was coming back to school, and it's the right decision. The Notre Dame game showed you he's not ready.
Yeah.
But, so yeah, coming back, like we said, Aller, Durant, Wheatley, DeLuca, Singleton, Allen, Dennis Sutton. To be determined, we're still waiting on King, Wallace, Rucci, our right tackle. He's potentially going to the draft. Dawkins, another offensive lineman we're still waiting on. Out of eligibility is Wormley, Reed, Warren, Thomas, Izzard, Vanover, Fleming, and Elson. We are losing Kimber and Abdul Carter to the draft. Transferring out, Bo Pribula's already left. Miller left. Flowers and Johnson left. 2 wide receivers. Good riddance. Don't care. They couldn't even crack. If you can't get on the field with this wide receiver room, I can't help you.
Yeah.
Cross and Mills. Transferring in so far, you have Kyron Hudson. You have Ross, the kid from Troy. You have Shanahan, Waffle, Mack, and you also have Anai White, the DN they got from Texas A&M, who has 2 years of eligibility left. I'm sure he'll try to come in and help out with losing Abdul Carter. Still some work to be done. But I think, okay, and now there's, right here I'm hearing that Kobe King will return to Penn State as well. So he's one of their linebackers. So I think Penn State, now, they're going to need to be good next year. Michigan's coming back strong. Oregon, Ohio State. I really believe Penn State's in a really good spot next year. Now, it's going to be interesting to see what happens left with who stays, who leaves, who transfers, who goes to the draft, who comes back for their senior year, who does James Franklin pick for defensive coordinator, because our offensive coordinator, he's already said he's staying, and he's been so good for this team this year with creativity. But I like Penn State going into next year. I really do. I think they're a playoff team again, and I think they could have possibly be another contender to be in the semifinal again. I think they have a lot of talent coming back, but it's the biggest thing heading into next year. And I'm sure you and I will probably we'll make a trip up to Happy Valley again. I don't know about you, but that was one of the. I don't want this season to be thrown into, Penn State lost another big football game. I don't really think James Franklin lost them that game to Notre Dame.
No. And I mean, the fact that they hung around in that game. And it came
without the wide receiver talent.
Yeah.
I mean, just to point out, and I'm reading off the thing I texted you the other day, 11 regular season wins, most for the program since 2008. Big Ten title game appearance, first in 2016. Hosted and won a playoff game. Won the Fiesta Bowl. Program record 13 wins. A top 7 Heisman vote getter. And the Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year. This season for Penn State should not be looking down as, another big game lost by James Franklin.
No, not at all.
Because, by the way, you had to win those other first 2 weeks to get in here to the situation. Those are pretty big games, too.
Yep.
I don't care who they played. Blame the committee. But hats off to Notre Dame. They were the better team. But I'm really high on Penn State heading into next year. You may be, too. Well, the crap I said you about them.
Yep. Trying to convert me into a Penn State fan.
No, I just don't have anyone else to talk college football with.
Hook 'em horns.
Well, they've been hooked all right.
Oh, yeah.
But the biggest thing for today was finding out that not only is Nick Singleton coming back, but Katron Allen and him are both coming back.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have if the wide receivers struggle again, at least you got that run game, and that is one of the best things you can have is that run game. But hats off to Notre Dame. They were the better team. They deserve to be in the national championship. And Penn State, we're looking forward to 2025. Do you have anything you'd like to add before we move on to the second game?
Oh, I think you covered it well.
All right, then. Let's move over. Longhorns and Buckeyes. Ohio State beats Texas 28-14. And now we are at the battle of the two of the hottest teams in college football. Tyler, I think we all know why Ohio State won this game.
They're just better.
Bruiser said it. Quinn Ewers was not good. I said it. If they want to win that game, Quinn Ewers had to play like he did against AZ State, and he did not.
And honestly, you hear all this talk all the time about Texas is one of the top teams in the nation. They seem to fall short against top teams. It happened to Georgia twice, led by Carson Beck, and then Carson Beck and the freaking young kid that came in.
Hey, don't you disrespect Stockton?
Now we saw it again against Ohio State. I mean, they just can't really seem to hold up against these higher power offenses that have all these passing weapons. But Ohio State is a better team. They played outstanding. They didn't really give Texas much of a chance at all.
I agree. We got to talk about what a playoff run Will Howard's having.
Yeah.
Ohio State's quarterback. He's been playing out of his mind. Now, he only threw 1 touchdown, 1 interception against Texas, but had a great game against Oregon, had a great game against Tennessee. Clint said Ohio State hurt themselves with penalties on back-to-back drives, but it could have been uglier. Yeah, and their defense came to play. I mean, the scoop and score by Sawyer to end the game. What a fitting moment, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God,
former roommate.
I know. How crazy was that? And that was just such a fitting ending. And this is all with Jeremiah Smith only having 1 catch the whole game.
Yeah. And the Jeremiah Smith is great. They didn't even need him.
I feel like when it comes around this year, we're going to put a list together of guys we're excited to see in college football. I think Jeremiah Smith and Ryan Williams will be somewhere on that list.
Oh, yeah.
So, but yeah, Ohio State was just better. Texas needed to be perfect offensively, and with Quinn Ewers playing the inconsistent way he has this year, it was impossible for Texas to hold up. Plus, Ohio State's defense, they have been playing with a real violent streak in these playoffs.
They have.
But where I'm at right now is this will be the battle of the 2 hottest teams in college football for next week's title game. And I'm not going to go into the title game because I want to save that for next week.
Yep, sounds good.
Do you have anything you want to add for the rest before we hit the road here?
There's only one thing I got left to say, and it's
What's
go
that?
Birds. Fly,
go Birds. First of all, before we go, holy crap, guys. 123 comments on Facebook.
Oh, man.
You guys were rolling tonight for this show. So before we get out of here, thank you all for joining us tonight. 2 hours and 30-plus minute episode covering Wildcard weekend, talking about Mike McCarthy, talking about Mike Vrabel, Deshaun Watson, college football. You guys were the best. Thank you to everyone for joining us tonight. Anthony, Matt, Carol, Clint, Zolt, Mike, everybody, Kaylee, everybody who joined us tonight. We hope you guys enjoyed tonight's show. Can't thank you all enough for commenting in and keeping the conversations going with us week by week. This is one of the best shows so far of the year, since we've only done 2 episodes of 2025, but still 26 episodes later. Once again, another banger of a show. Thanks to all your guys' comments. We don't have these great shows without them. And like we said, you guys make the shows. We don't have the shows without you guys.
Oh, yeah.
So, everyone, we hope you all have a safe rest of your Monday. Enjoy tonight's matchup between the Vikings and Rams, which I'm pretty sure has kicked off already, if I'm not mistaken.
Might kick off within 5 more minutes.
Nope, it's already kicked off.
All right.
So, got to get ready to watch that. So, hope you guys enjoyed the game tonight. Enjoy the divisional round, and we'll be back here next Monday to recap round 2 of the playoffs, and we will be here to preview the national title game between Notre Dame and Ohio State. So have a safe rest of your week, everybody, and as always, we will see you next time. For Tyler Adams, I am Sam Nelson. Good night, everybody.